Need to know now. It's because this fucking thing updated. OBS. There we go. Now
Hmm.
every time you guys talk and I talk, you should be able to hear us.
Good, good.
Yeah, see? Everything
Yes.
for a reason.
Such
So,
is the will of causality.
sometimes I just can't fight it. I'm just. I got bonked in the head. Um, let's start Spabble 50. I have a ambiance in the background just playing as the sounds of like the city traffic. There's a pygmy sitting with like three books underneath it, driving a cab. There's a very frumpy Vincent Falcone looking from the back seat. The pygmy's aggressively not looking at the back seat.
Listen, I told you just to take me to Travail Church. You said you know where it were. We've been driving for like a week.
Oh, you know what? You're actually right. He drives off into the river.
This isn't it either. Some Nauticas later.
People will look for me.
No, they won't.
Sure they will.
Sure, they.
Yeah.
But no. The pygmy. The pygmy is just casually driving. Vincent, the health priest, Vincent Falcone. After returning from hell, from Necropolis, Spiral City's hell, as you were picked up from the Crimson Court by a pygmy taxi, he has driven you through those black yellow dots that circle the spire and come, because that's supposed to be a super highway that kind of connects the whole city's other half.
Oh.
hmm You never really are supposed to drive through the mountain range where the lower spire is, because that's where it all gets cut off. But when you follow those black dots, those are bus stops slash the superhighway that people use that is connected closer to the spire. Hmm. So as you're being driven through Travail, Vincent, give us a little bit about how he's feeling after returning to the physical realm. There is a noticeable lack of blood in the air. It's a lot colder than you remember. Also, not a lot of screaming anymore.
Well, at least it's quieted down.
I can add the ambiance.
No, I don't need screaming. You stop that.
Do you want me to, do you want me to scream? Okay. He just looks around a bit. You,
All right. Oh, first things
you like
first.
those some of those
First, we have to get back to the church. Dumbass said Alistair was captured.
That was a
There's
thing.
actually a lot to do. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I hope Derek didn't bleed out. I don't have a whole lot of henchmen. Minions? Followers,
I,
followers, followers
Did
left.
intentional.
you say left? The pygmy makes a hard left, slamming into incoming traffic.
Oh, god damn it! Where'd you get your license?
You know, to be fair, I can't see past this dashboard. A little harder for me. You get out of the
I
not
thought
not
I'd
even
left
shitting.
hell.
You get out of the cab, but to notice that he crashed outside of the church, the front of it.
Oh, I bet I'm gonna get blamed for this.
There's a
Well, I already
surprisingly
paid you, so you're not getting more gold.
pygmy looks disturbed.
Yeah, yeah. And don't you come at me with that whiplash shit either. You don't have a neck.
While the pygmy is figuring out the crash details with the guy who gets out of his car pissed off, but then notices it's a pygmy. What the fuck? The pygmy leaps into the air, jumping from the ground, going up to the man's jugular.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
see,
just
that's
like
a
and then
bit more
suddenly from
like
the
it.
and like from the fucking trunk, four more come in and attack all of his other limbs, and then take it straight to the fucking trunk, and like there's just eerie silence. Just you
They
sitting
would
there.
take the pygmies would take the complaining dude into the his car trunk and then rob him of his car and drive away with both of the cars.
Well, I'm not a charity. I should be going.
Yeah, just
I
watching the
didn't
whole
see
thing.
anything.
So you
I
see,
didn't see anything.
surprisingly, this part of Travail is pretty. Before you walk into the church itself, mining the whole pygmy business in front of the church. Surprisingly, this Friday afternoon, you can see that there are still plenty of people roaming around during the bright time. A reminder that the bright time is just the euphemism for day, and there's also dark time, which is euphemism for night. But there's no celestial bodies in Spiral City for that, so this is a surprising thing for Vincent, at least. It's not usually as lively, but this Friday afternoon, this Friday afternoon, it seems pretty lively downtown Travail. The plenty of nameless folks just passing by, doing their own business. It is when you take your steps in, because the church isn't on the sidewalk itself. It's deeper into the sidewalk, into the whole block that you're in, and it's like 70 feet up until you finally get to where the walk path leads you up into the front of the church. The walk path is another 20, 30 feet until you're finally at the church actual. So you're like 120-ish feet away from the actual road. And for all that
Yeah.
buffer space is just a walk path, a little bit of gardens here and there for people to enjoy. And it gets very noticeably quieter as you finally approach the church itself.
What? No parishioners, no partitioners, no homeless asking for handouts.
It's even surprising to you that
God, I hate those
the
ones.
sound of the traffic is also very dimmed around here too. So even hearing the slight noises of the cars going by, it doesn't really reach all far back here. Uh, you're at now at the very front of your church, Vincent. You pat your body and realize that your material possessions that you had had before previously are not on your person. Like your relics are there for sure because you can summon the shotgun, and the Amulet
Yeah.
Marzo was not removed from your person. It was returned to you when you returned to the physical realm. But any other your physical possessions that were in your inventory, per se, are not there.
Well, my gold's still there. How did I pay the pygmy?
You paid us with the car crash.
Hit us with an olive. No, no, no. The gold pieces being there. Hmm. Thinking about it, 'cause it's just your items that I wouldn't have given. I would have given something more thought over. But the gold. Hmm. The pygmies wouldn't have picked you up without paying them, so. No, I guess yeah. I don't remember charging you though.
No, it was like 1,200 or 1,600.
Ah, yeah, okay, that does sound right. All right. So yeah, then you do have your inventory. Never mind about it. But you pat yourself, and just one of the things we never really established for Vincent and his church is that you have the keys to this place or not ever on your
I assume the
person.
doors were unlocked, to be fair. It's a
There you
church.
go. And that's another thing too. So you just take the assumption that the doors are typically unlocked, Vincent, and you push your hand through the threshold, and finding it that the door is actually itself opened.
Oh, pretty cool.
You find that the church itself is still brightly illuminated by the church light, the candles that are lit around the area when you previously were there, and we can see that there is a solemn figure who's still handling the business around the church. A tall man wearing uh he wears a fur like yeah fur coat over his shoulders, and there's a head on his left shoulder of a bear. It looks like our typical bear. There are
The crystal
studs.
bear.
I was gonna say there are studs without its fur that highlight a darkish green hue of a gem color. And the man stands impressively tall as he is handling the sweeping of the church. The floors of the church are messy with this rusted iron color of blood. It's when you walk through the doors,
Oh,
you can smell iron in the air, blood, if you will.
You know, just because I was opposite doesn't mean you could stop cleaning. No wonder this place is empty. It looks like a B-rated flick was filmed in here. I am on it with alliteration tonight. Holy shit.
No worries. Derek turns
No,
to
that's
hear.
good.
Derek turns to face the man who is the person entering. The church is closed. Oh, oh.
I
He
don't. The church is never closed to me.
And he just drops his equipment and makes his way to the front of the altar. Is that you, Father?
Yup, in the flesh and blood, as one could say. Falcone looks at his own hands. I am indeed back.
Welcome back, Father Vincent. Sorry,
Indeed.
Father Falcone. Been long time. The message given. I have done your will.
Yes, I talked with Lance. It
What
was a
is
very illuminating conversation.
Will we do now in order to gain the what? Derek approaches Vincent as he gets closer. You promised power. I have provided services.
Like you have, like you have. Well, I did have an idea of having somebody drink my blood and see what happened. Feel like experimenting? That's a joke. You don't have a choice.
I
get
take the
sipping?
assumption that you pull yourself closer to Derek as he looks
Yeah.
a little concerned, like a little squeamish about it, but he shoulders himself and goes, "If that is power, then
Mhm.
yes."
Well, all power does require sacrifice. Keep that in mind.
It's a
Hmm.
it's a quiet. Derek thinks about that statement for a bit before he responds, "Me sacrifice much for power." Or Derek sacrificed much for power.
So I'll have to do something about that speech impediment. Well,
So
good. I need a knife and a cup.
he quickly provides you a brandished. So he is quite literally wearing as much as I can get across with his attire when
Yeah.
you can see from his token. So even his waistband is this leather pouch, the leather belt that has a pouch just across it, and he pulls from the leather belt a sick knife that's only sheathed by the belt itself, so it sits like flat, unsheathed, actual on his like hip. But he pulls it from his inner hip and presents you a wicked curved dagger. You can tell that he's been using the dagger himself since the blade seems even for your demonic heritage, you can see the finite details of the dagger. It's rather used, and there's this the stained element about the knife that can clearly tell that it's been used for bloodletting.
There we go. And the cup. Unless you want to lap it off the floor, which you do you, but a bit of dignity.
Garrick pulls out from his from his right pouch, the right side of his like leather pouch, belt. He pulled out that knife from his hip, and from his left
Yeah.
side he pulls out a wooden bowl.
Hm. Well, it worked for Christ, didn't it?
He pulls the bowl closer to your wrist as you offer up your blood. How's Vincent
Oh,
go
yep.
about that?
Oh, he just slash his own palm and squeeze it so the blood pours out.
You you have to willingly let the knife hurt you.
I
That is how,
figured. So yeah, I'll
yeah,
let the
yeah.
knife hurt me.
Oh, great. Okay, so as long as we're on the same page about it, Vincent,
Yeah,
you look at your
because
hand for a bit. Good.
I was gonna say I doubt it's much of a magical knife.
Nope. It is
Or
a
if he has a
regular.
demon slaying knife, whoa, we've got problems.
Wait
You
a
have
minute. This isn't a regular knife. This is Nero's bayonet. What did you get? Hey, fucking Nero
And
breaks through the window, starts throwing bayonets everywhere.
no, and Derek is just Victor with a or Victor, Nero with a mustache.
There's been a stinger
Okay.
operation the entire time.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a sting. He's got Groucho Marx glasses.
Hits the microphone underneath his shirt. Deploy the Renault tube. Renault breaks through the wall.
Yeah. Oh no, it's like a
No,
multiverse
he
event. Damn it.
Renault just stands there.
he
Point. Hold on.
he
Renault
eight
quick.
poses through the wall.
He A poses through the wall and then he points his right hand up immediately at Vincent. You took my memories. You know how little that narrows my list? I don't know who you are.
But no, Falcone would slash his palm and let the blood flow in.
Sure. It's a combination, honestly, of your will to let the knife cut you and using your
Yeah.
blood magic to let the wound, actually happen. So it's a double entendre of your abilities. Just to let yourself bleed is that how far
No.
Vincent's much powerful more. Sorry, how much more powerful
Most of the
Vincent has become.
time, bleeding is cringe.
I don't know why my
Yeah,
Discord, my Twitch chat doesn't pop up on my side, but that's fine. You cut your hands and
bleeding's cringe.
you allow the blood to flow through. Um,
Falcone will hold the bowl in his other hand, swirling around. Well, that should be about enough. He'll offer the bowl slowly. Now drink deep and indulge your gift.
Derek looks at so as you pour the liquor, pour of blood from your hand, squeezing it.
Yeah,
You lose 5 points of HP to generate 5 points of bleeding tokens. Now, typically, that's way more than needed. You find that
yeah,
the bowl that he's given you is surprisingly deep for a simple. It quite literally fits in your hand bowl, but the dimensions of the bleeding tokens that you poured into it don't fit how much it should fit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Great.
Figure on the inside.
Something like that, because you don't have a reason, you don't have a reasonable explanation for this, Vincent. It doesn't make sense. That bowl shouldn't be
Hmm.
carrying this much blood, and
I'm a
you bleed.
demon that turns into another demon, and I know Lance McKinley. Very little makes sense.
Sure. He
I'm actually a demon that turns into another demon that can turn into another demon.
I'm a dude playing as a dude that's disguised as another dude.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, just
Derek takes the wooden bowl in both hands and he looks down at it. And we take the angle over his shoulders as we can see that the blood poured in is not red. It's not bright red. It's this dark black red. It's like um maroon. That's the best way of putting it. Very
it's
obviously
like
something. The shadows in the sorry, so the shadows in the blood even like swirl and move around in unnatural pacing.
Yeah, that does look demonic, doesn't it? Well, drink up.
Derek looks and blinks a bit before finally gaining the courage. You can see the resolve grow in his eyes as he takes the bowl up to his mouth lips, drinks heavily as the liquid spills across his chin to the left and right of his mouth as he just you can hear the sickness of him trying to stomach the liquid, your blood, into his mouth as he hear the audible as if he's trying after 3 or 4 gulps to not choke, the taste residual in his mouth. Finally, he drops to a knee. His cup drops from his hand, surprisingly rather empty. It doesn't like spill with a ton of blood, but he drops to one knee, coughing up presumably your blood. It
it's
strains as he
more.
hmm?
I would say it's more iron than anything.
Kunks in it. Ah, yes,
Are you
Vincent.
implying I'm stale?
No, no, I'm implying you're like an orange. You can have you the non-pulp or the pulp version.
Pulp. Well, he should have asked for non-pulp.
Yeah, you see a pygmy in the background drinking the non-pulp. Yeah, that goes down
Oh
smoother.
no, not as tasty though.
Uh,
There's no demon in this.
so, uh, I'm gonna let you know as a GM to a player, this was
Yeah,
completely unnecessary.
yeah,
But Derek, so the outcome was gonna be the same no matter what. You didn't need to do this. This
yeah,
is the point I'm saying. But the result
yeah,
this is the result that would have been no matter what have you done. Even if you didn't do this blood ritual, it still would have happened with Derek. Being
yeah,
that you returned to the physical realm, all you really needed to do was just to like be in the presence of your acolyte and
yeah,
what's it called? Acknowledge them to give them your power. Derek now
yeah,
has acts well because now it's done in a sort of symbolic way. So the blood ritual worked in that fashion, but it was as simple as just as much as acknowledging Derek to be your acolyte. He is now
yeah,
able to gain your blood magic at a half skill rate because he is your only acolyte. So he doesn't get it at a bigger penalty. The more acolytes you have, the skill you can also decide which skill you're giving to your acolyte. It doesn't have to be
yeah.
blood magic. it's seeing that it's one of your only few skills that someone can use, and yeah, that's the only one. So he has your blood skill magic at half of your mastery, as long as you're in the physical realm,
Hmm.
and as long as he's in the physical realm with you, or you're both in the same plane of existence together.
Well, we're in the same realm. It works.
Yes.
All right.
You can see the
But like
difference
Falcone's
in.
you,
Oh, sorry.
arms are crossed with an eyebrow raised. Where? Oh, go on.
Yeah, yeah, that's perfect. You just stand looking with a raised eyebrow, seeing the results of the blood ritual here. You can see like the camera keeps at Vincent's vision as we see Derek staring down at the ground, gasping loudly. He looks at his right hand as he pulls it up to his face, and his face finally gets revealed to us as we can see large, dark red veins coming across his face and mouth as he takes a more vampirish appearance, mimicking that of your appearance. He has paler skin now, and he has his blood, like the blood veins that he goes across his face are more pronounced than anywhere else on his body. He even has sharper teeth to reflect the change.
Hmm. Good enough, I suppose.
This
all I was gonna say about this whole
Power.
scene is like, you expect Falcone to like give him acknowledgement? Sorry to break the
I
mood.
did acknowledge him. I said he should have been cleaning.
that's well, the way Line's putting it down is the way I was interpreting it, not the, hey, you're not doing enough work around here. But
Respect.
Derek looks at his body, his transformation, and like grips his hand and goes, "This, yes, this will help me slay my enemies."
I didn't know you had enemies. I'm a terrible boss. Though I have been on an extended mandatory vacation of sorts.
You do not need to know my woes. Wait, Derek looks at his throat. What happened to me?
Oh, the blood's got you talking good. Oh, if you start rhyming, that's not my problem.
What is your will, Father?
Well, Falcone will stretch a little bit. Let me pull up my list,
Oh,
which I
there's some. So
closed.
before we continue or anything,
Here we go.
just to just to lay it out there for later. I
Yeah.
don't want it to be this any solid ground. This can be negotiable and have a conversation for when the situation approaches. When fighting
Yeah.
with an acolyte or multiple acolytes, you only get a benefit, not your acolytes. So this
All right.
benefit could be something like bonus to your initiative or more damage. It might be something I allow you to choose each turn, or it's something flat to make it simple. It depends on the circumstance or what we're doing. But ideally, having your acolyte, even in non-fight situations, is the best for you because their benefits to you only benefit if they're in your vicinity. And I understand that could
Yeah.
be a loosey-goosey sort of term since, well, what if you're talking with him on a
Vicinity
phone call?
usually means close,
Yeah, but someone can try to
physically.
extrapolate and be like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I could be on a phone call, wouldn't that still give me the same buff and non-roleplay wise? But the point I'm putting here is the the more of your acolytes around you whilst you're doing anything, the easier or better it is, the better your abilities are, not them in return. Only you're benefiting in this sort of way. They benefit from only having your skill, one of your skills, sorry, not any, just one of your skills at a half rate. And that's only a half rate right now since you only have one acolyte. It does change when you have more, and you do have to choose the one you favor more when you have more of them.
Right.
But we're not there. Point is, you gain benefits from non-role play and no, sorry, non-combat and combat role play as long as you have Derek around.
Okay, well, first things first, we need to go to the Travail Police Department. You know the way, I think. Yeah, no, you know the way. That's where you found Lance.
Yes, I do know. I can, yeah, I can take us there.
They
Um,
have They should
mhm.
have information on local gangs. I've got an idea, but I can't do it alone. And out of roleplay, I have older information you gave me concerning gangs in Travail. I can link to you if it's still valid.
That was in East Bay.
Okay, probably.
Oh no, East Bay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's East Bay.
Their names and terminologies have changed due to the amendment done with the not the amendment. When I created the the omnibus, when I created the season one omnibus. So Act One omnibus. There is a
Yeah.
section there for the East Bay gangs. I tried
All
my
right.
best to keep it as close as possible to what was I remember writing, and even try to reference some of them. But I did change a few like two or three names to fit a naming scheme. The TLDR is that all the oh, East Bay gangs, save one, represent animals. So you got like the
Yeah.
underpass cobras, obviously. Then you have the the gorillas. I know that's one of them. I named them. And there's also
We've got,
sharks. Hmm?
yeah, the Deep Sharks, the Highland Utani, and Legion.
Oh wow, jeez. I have to reuse that for later. Highland
You know,
Utani. That's gonna be something in in the lower spire for sure. I like that name for that. But no,
Oh no.
the omnibus. Let me pull up my omnibus.
As you do that, like three pygmies come like walking in, holding the omnibus on their little backs. They drop it right in front of you. Oh.
well,
One away, just the one. I'm making sure that I did write it there because I recall role character role play. Is it the Hammer District? No. Timeline work in progress? No. Oh, maybe I left it in the East Bay section. Primordial artifacts, the prismatic force, magicite, relics and artifacts, power tiers, anima users and powers, Nelcro. Here we go, East Bay. Deep sharks, the gorillas breakout,
Mm.
voracious famished hippos, the spiral spare suits, and the underpass cobras.
The spell suits.
Mm-hmm.
perhaps Travail will have information on East Bay gangs. I don't know if the police department share information like that.
The Highland
I'm
Utani.
assuming there's an East
I'm
Bay.
gonna remark those into the remake that into the a lower spire gang for sure. That's like too much good of a name.
I was gonna say, Cadence, you're assuming that East Bay even has a police department.
You know, that's true. West Bay has a police department, doesn't it?
West Bay?
Technically,
Yeah, it's got a city hall.
well, that's like the better part of the city. Yeah, so of course they would
What do
have
you mean better part of West Bay?
there's Northwest Bay and there's Southwest Bay. Northwest Bay is basically um
Those are the
slightly
four.
better West Bay.
So those are the four gangs I sent you.
All right.
Is you did do your homework while being there. The fifth gang is the
Ah,
Underpass Cobras. But just so the audience more time hears, East Bay has five kind of gangs. The first one on this list is the Deep Sharks. They hang out on the Bay area, the west side. Like, I gotta pull up East Bay to show off more accurately what I'm talking about. Let me pull. So,
There we go.
East Bay has access to the river, the spiral river. It's a actual water system, and it's water that people use and drink and bathe in as such. So it has the same properties of the water that it was at Emerald Isles. It's, polluted and such and diluted due to the people who use it, but that's not a conversation we're having at the moment. The point
it's like the gangsters water.
what I'm getting across is that the Deep Sharks own the upper half of the East Bay area. So where Seinrich is and where Dockside sits is in Deep Shark territory, or as it was, as the Underpass Cobras have been making their moves across all of East Bay. I'll get to them in a bit, though. The Gorillas, the Gorillas Breakout is another gang. They are uh, men and women are specifically muscle bound people, and they control the center part of East Bay, so to speak. This sort of autonomous area in the middle of some of this territory I'm trying to ping. And they are quite the larger group since they go into different other territories harassing them. The voracious, famished hippos, they're not the greater in numbers, they're smaller and they fight uh, the deep sharks for the areas of the water, the narrow canals. The spare suits are the most hated East Bay gang, as no one likes them. They are the largest gang since they're so ubiquitous. They can be found literally anywhere, and they are the gang members that take up even the no, they're the largest uniformed gang. They can be found anywhere in East Bay, and people hate them in East Bay because they act like they're better than everybody else, since they call themselves the spare suits, mimicking the infamous spiral hit group known as the Men in Suits.
Hmm.
And then last but not least, the Underpass Cobras. Now there are
Yeah,
more
I know those
small,
guys.
yeah, there are more smaller gangs that are more nuanced, but I'd be wasting more time trying to explain all this little grains of sand. But like East Bay has plenty of more gangs. They're just not all
All right.
recognized because they're either not powerful enough to make a difference or they're too small in number to make a difference. The people that I've listed, these gangs can be assumed with anima users since they are listed as gangs, or like the spare suits, they're just so fucking many of them that you would go to East Bay and you would expect to see some of them. Most of the gang fighting that has happened in East Bay has been part of spare suits with their own colliding with all other groups or with the guerrilla breakouts. I've only ever really highlighted Ven's group, the Underpass Cobra, since that's always been the player groups. And those always take more of attention than anything else.
Tunnel snakes rule.
Now, returning the camera back to the church.
Hey, get up. Where's the guys? Oh, what? They paying your dues? Fight
And
them.
I assume those gangs would be common knowledge.
No, you went there out your way to learn them.
All right.
You would not have an update on the status of anything that's gone on in East Bay as far as
Yeah.
your last venture there, which was at this point 5 months ago in roleplay.
A long time ago.
Yeah, it was because it was before you went to the Nelco district. Before the
Yeah. So
tournament,
woof.
honestly.
Woof. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 months is a good little little
All
It's a
place to
right.
year.
call it.
Well,
No, no, not
Falcone's
a year.
working his way down his list, just checking stuff off. All right. We need to go talk to circumference. In case, huh? Actually, why wasn't Derek afraid of Falcone?
Oh, that's easy.
Falcone,
He,
You are his like. I mean, I don't want to call it the like term master. Uh,
the boss.
yeah, you're essentially the boss. That's the best way of putting it. You know, boss recognizes employee sort of energy.
Uh,
Don't need to be intimidated by the guy that I know won't hurt me since
isn't gonna swing on me unless I swing
exactly.
on him. Yeah.
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 And there is a way to project
we're both cool with
violent
each other.
aura, and as far as I understand from what you've always been putting down towards me, it's not like Vincent's trying to extrude violent aura.
No, I think it's just fucking hilarious. He puts out this demonic aura that scares the shit out of everyone,
Well, because that's how,
except pygmies.
because it's in this, well, because just like pygmies aren't bothered by it, it's by the intent of the aura. They are
Yeah.
around a lot of different energies. It's just if the intent is dangerous, then they won't go around it. People, however, don't have that sort of filter.
Yeah.
And also, you are a power tier 5 walking around. It's
Yeah.
ubiquitous with your power being you don't have like if you had like the Dragon Ball Z training where you can suppress your power level and
Yeah.
then just walk back up whenever you wanted, then you would not be triggering anybody, even if you looked as much as a demon as possible. The
Yeah.
biggest thing people could go for is, oh, you're either cosplaying or you're one of those anima users.
That's a really good costume. You
Yeah,
guys
either
filming a movie?
either a really good costume or you're one of those filthy anima users. And it's totally
Oh
possible.
no, no animal uses around here.
And I'm totally down with the idea of people learning how to lower their power tiers like
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z to do that. It's just you have to either learn it, self-teach yourself using item, like getting an item to create the
Yeah.
skill, like Lionhead did with the leyline fighting style. It wasn't a gift. He had ended up gaining martial arts scroll and using that. So there are attainable
Yeah.
items to create skills. As long as I understand the purpose of it, I'll help make the goal to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So totally valid skill. Just putting it out there. But what is the thing you want done most urgently?
At least put the order in for that armor, so it can conceal his demonic nature for starters. I
Okay.
understand the more you want the armor to do, the more you have to pay, and that's fine. I listed out a rough roadmap for the armor.
Well, Derek can arrange a phone call in your office to the
Yeah,
store.
that might actually be smarter. I kind of don't want to freak the guy out.
All right. And I'll just pull the camera over
You
to
know,
the.
it just dawned on me. Like
Mm,
it's Yanagata and Juniper will probably just be pretty cool, like fucking Falcone, because they both
y-
have experience, like been around the area where fucking All Eyes was, and even saw it. Yet it was like,
I thought Juniper
yeah,
got freaked out by Falcone already.
Juniper and Yanagata.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, they both experienced a freak out. And it's back to the Vincent cannot stop the perception of what people will perceive him as, no matter what. He's
yeah.
physically looking like a demon. Even if his energy is neutral and he has so neutral energy is fine. It's just your energy is absurdly okay. There's only one way I can really explain this. Hold on, this will make so much more sense. DBZ Kakarot.
Kakarot!
you mean this? You mean Bardock or scientist?
He was an average warrior, but a brilliant scientist.
Fucking love that scene.
It's so fucking
Oh,
Is
good.
this it?
let me see. She's like, yeah, she was just a fucking babu.
Trying to see if this is the right cutscene. Because I know it's in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Okay, no, it's not. It's not. That's not what I want. I know it's in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and there's a. Yeah, great. Okay, here's the best fucking visual I can give you. I'll send it. I'll post it, and I'll give it to both of you. So
You
that
can put Spiral City.
that's fine. That orange aura, right, is
Yeah.
their power level. Look at the look at Gohan, Piccolo, and everyone on the left. That's their power level normally. Then you look at Frieza. That is Vincent. You can't help that. You are literally the equivalent of of a fucking sun at that moment of energy. Anyone in their
You are
right
in
mind
fact.
would freak. Yeah, anyone in their right mind that has the ability to feel energy will freak out. Even Bulma freaked out about Frieza. That's the point I'm
Yeah,
trying
she's.
to make. You're getting to that level of point. You'd be
It's
like,
so overwhelming that even people who are like blind to it can feel it.
exactly. That's the greatest way of putting it. That's how
Hmm.
overwhelming you become.
Yeah, I'm afraid that might make certain social interactions a problem.
Yep, depending on
Yeah,
who you're talking with.
yeah.
So even people
And it,
familiar, even like Lance, can still get intimidated as shit. Because come on,
I
it's a
thought we
sim.
established that Lance isn't affected by it for some like
I'm putting the
Lance
point
is.
out. I'm just putting the point out there. Even someone familiar to Vincent can still freak out because it's just as simple as Vincent going, "Oh, it's a
boo.
tiger." Yeah, seriously, you're a tiger. Just you're friendly right now, but literally, you're still a
Mhm.
fucking 400-pound tiger.
And that's my
I
designs
Derek.
for the armors to conceal, for want of a better term, his power level.
hmm Derek
is
turns to
killer
face
intent.
like sits at your desk, Vincent, and turns to face you and goes, "What's the name of the store? I can use the registry.
I
They have
literally only remember
they
his
have bell
name.
pages."
Oh,
S-
actually, you know what? Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun. He would be the full circle. in the Hammer District.
So he opens this. Okay, so I know I made Spiral City retro tech. I just
Yeah.
Derek pulls out this fat blue. No, goddamn, I can't use the word blue. Right, give me a second. He pulls out a fat yellow book.
Turquoise.
Nope,
I was
nope,
gonna say turquoise.
nope. Just a fat yellow book.
Ultramarine.
Nope. Gonna make it yellow book. I'm gonna make it as on nose as well now because I can't avoid it. Pulls out a fat yellow book. Pulls open the front book of it. Looks through the directory. Finds the Hammer District. Finds relic smiths, the relic stores. Finds the directory for all the relic stores. Going through this massive book. It's basically an encyclopedia of all the fucking businesses in Spiral City. So it's massive. He spends a good 3 to 5 minutes finally turning down, like looking for this. How does Vincent feel just seeing this Goliath of a man just flapping through pages, going, huh? No,
I was
wrong
just
page.
thinking about that. Like, no, hopefully somebody will come out with something a bit more useful so we don't have to sit here for minutes on end.
I know, like, right? A small device that would have all this information connected to the spiral net instantly, so we don't have to use
Yeah, Derek
bulky
would speak up and go, if I
computers.
had access to the spiral net, like a computer terminal, it'd be much faster. But the church does not have those. This also has a sign that
Oh,
says,
we
"Don't go in
don't
the
have those
basement."
yet. Yeah, well, do not go. Well, I don't think it matters if you go in the basement.
The pygmies have.
That's intimidating shit the pygmies have.
Hmm.
This isn't even elaborate. Even if
But
you press it, like, what do you mean by that?
Wait a
Derek would
minute.
Derek would eventually find the round the round
The
circle.
full circle.
Yeah, sorry, the full circle. Thanks. And goes to, okay. I have the phone number ready. Do you
Eh,
want to have the call for conversation or do I handle it for you?
no, I'll call him. This is a bit of an odd one.
All right. And yeah, that's as simple as dialing in. You wait a few moments before finally there's a man on the other side. Hmm. This is circumference of the full circle. Register
Excellent,
relic
sir.
smith.
Excellent circumference. My name is one Father Falcone. You made a set of armor for me not too long back.
Yes, yes. 1 second. Let me pull up my. You hear rustling a bit? Ah, yes. The Mad Dog armor.
Black Dog Knight armor,
Sorry,
but yes.
Black Dog. Yeah, Black Dog armor.
Black Dog's not a bad name for it either. Yes, it turned out so wonderfully. I'd like to commission a second suit.
Ah, oh, fantastic.
Different
You
in purpose and appearance.
Well, you caught me right in between commissions, so this will be a fine
Excellent.
addition to my work. Tell me, what will you be looking for me to create for you today? A rare
I
relic?
need a. How many traits can a rare relic have?
So a rare relic can have one like specific thing that is buffing,
Yeah.
and then legendaries have like multiple, like up to three or two. Of
Okay.
course, legendaries are more expensive and take longer.
Well,
And the Black
all
Dog
I'd really.
armor, I think, is
Yeah.
legendary.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's legendary.
So
Well,
just
out of
remember how long it took.
curiosity, how
Mhm.
much is legendary? Like
Oh,
a
it
set
depends.
of
Okay,
legendary armor.
it goes back to the purpose of. But if you're keeping
Yeah.
it to the realm of what you want,
Yeah.
rare is all you kind of need because that's the purpose you're serving it. The one
Yeah.
benefit, the one buff that you need the armor to do is to suppress your power level. He can definitely make
Yeah.
something that's rare that can suppress your power tier. If you were power tier 6, it would have to be a legendary, but you're not.
Yeah. All right. Well, no, I asked legendary because the blades on it, I want those to generate bleed damage when you hit someone to generate the blood tokens. And it aesthetically fits. They're fucking razor blades.
Think I would be willing to allow you to have that as an option for the rare armor. It just won't do as much
Yeah.
damage as its legendary variant.
Oh, no, it doesn't need to do a lot of damage, even one bleed token.
So you would be fine if you didn't. So you would roll for accuracy, but you'd be fine if it was just like literally instead of rolling for damage, you just flat apply a single bleed token.
No, more like the bleed tokens in addition to the damage, but not damage itself. Kind of like how he does in Blood Demon form, where he gains like one blood token from doing damage.
Hmm. Hmm.
like independent of the damage.
Yeah, I think that would be a legendary feature.
There, all right. Well, no, then really, I have room to build it up, somewhere to go with it, right?
Hmm. I would
But
give you
no,
the
all I need,
blades. I would give you the blades,
yeah.
and you would either choose as a rare variant if you wanted it to do a flat bleed or you wanted to do damage. You can get both as
Oh,
its legendary variant. As its
legendary.
rare variant,
All
it's
right.
either one or the other. I'd be fine if it's like you wanted to hit something and make it bleed. I'd even be more fine if you wanted to switch between those weapon profiles. It's rare, but to have
Just
both
like
at the same
attack is
time,
normal or attacking to cause bleeding.
exactly. Because
Yeah,
I
that's not
think
actually too bad, is it?
because the way I look at it, right? I want to help you enable your blood magic whilst you have to
Yeah.
restrict your power tier. Because when you have that
Yeah.
armor on, you also aren't considered that power tier. So for all intents and purposes, if someone shot you with armor piercing, it would have
Yeah.
to be dealing with the rare relic you have. And if that's not enough, it's going to hit you, and it'll be fatal to you, even if it was something that wouldn't have been fatal to you as a power tier 5.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
No, I just wanted the armor to conceal it, not mute or nerf it, for want of a better term.
That's one of the ways it has to do it.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to come across. That's why I feel like it's appropriate to give you something to compensate for that temporary place where you are vulnerable while wearing it, because no
Yeah.
one needs to know how powerful you are. That's the whole
Yeah.
caveat. If you're fighting someone that knows you're powerful, that's when you're ditching that shit as fast as possible.
You
You
know.
don't need it. And that's the point of it. That's why I was trying to. That's what I've gathered from you. So that's why I'm perfectly fine with it having combat abilities. Just not both of those aspects at once, since I do
Yeah.
want it to always have the ability to give you something to grow into.
So what have we decided on here? It mutes his power level, or at least conceals it, but causes him to have that physical characteristic. Like he's hiding as a power tier one, he kind of is a power tier one, right?
Exactly. You still have the eight. You would still have all your like benefits from being a power tier 5, but you are a power tier 1 temporarily at that moment
Yeah.
until the armor is removed. That's all. If
And
someone were to slip and try to kill you in that form, they could very well get close to it. You'd still have the benefits of being enough to interact or react, unless they did something equivalent of drop the solar ray on you whilst you were in the armor. Then I'd be like, I'm sorry,
oh
dude.
dear.
They caught
Yeah.
you. Yeah, they literally caught you
Mhm.
like that. And I'm not the one to pull out a lot of one shots unless
No.
you're fighting something you're not supposed to.
So is it just gonna be able to do that for starters, or can it switch between normal damage and bleed damage? Bleed
You can
damage in parentheses.
You can switch between. You choose after. So before you would decide to roll for damage, or decide.
Hmm.
So once you see it in hitting, right, then you'll let me know.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to roll for damage, or I just want to do a flat bleed, and it'll always be a 1, no matter what
All
the fucking
right.
target is. It could be even if it's a target that doesn't normally bleed. That's the whole purpose of you making these things bleed. The whole idea is that even if it was a bone, like a skeleton, you'd still make it bleed.
Yeah.
I'd be like, it's
No, that's
bleeding.
still marrow in there.
Yeah, you're making it bleed somehow.
Mhm.
But it's to help enable your blood magic.
Yeah.
And rare or legendary, the compensation for being out of the power tier 5 is to enhance your blood magic as well.
Yeah, it goes along with Tengu Shredder aesthetic too.
So being it that you're rare, it'll give you a +1 to your blood magic. So
All
that
right.
that basically puts you at, I think, a master at this point, but you can't reach master. You would not be able to cast master level
This level.
spells. So you'll still be
Can't
restricted to
cast him as
expert.
a master, but
Hmm.
still have the master buff, mastery buff.
Yeah, I mean,
If there's a mastery buff.
no, you don't get any buffs.
Okay.
If you get temporary pushed up to skills because Garrett gives you a +1 because he's your acolyte and you're in the
Yeah.
same realm with him now. So that blood magic of yours gets from journeyman to expert. You can cast magic at blood magic at expert, but you won't have any of the buffs from it because you are not an expert. You're just temporary one. Now, if you get this armor commission, you wear it, you get another
Ugh.
+1. I can decide either that it does not give you a cumulative effect, so you just stay expert, or you can
Yeah.
go into master, but you still wouldn't have any benefits. Because I would say you
Yeah.
A, can't get the buffs of it, and B, you can't even cast magic from that mastery. You need to be expert
Nah.
to get temporary mastery skills. I'm sorry, I just wrote this system and
No,
I'm
you're
very
fine.
okay. I'm just very grateful that I'm actually able to break it down more now. Now that's what I'm
Yeah.
happy for.
Kind of why I like the side session. I figured it would get mechanical.
So
That's kind of point.
I think I'm not gonna allow cumulative effects. So the armor could give you a +1 to your blood magic. So even if you weren't in the realm with Derek, you'd still get your bonus to your enhancement.
Yep.
So if you became an expert in blood magic, then you'd get to cast master blood magic in your armor. So you still gain benefits whilst having this armor, even if it's without Derek around. So how does that sound? The armor gives you defense. Gives you hmm. He can craft it at a defense level, the defense 12 if you want.
All right.
That add on to the cost, but uh,
No.
defense 12. It's a rare relic. Um, it gives you the ability. It gives you a +1 to your blood magic in exchange for like turning you into a power tier 1, quote quote, for this
That
all the intensive purposes of stealth. Um, Anima users won't be able to detect you're an Anima user unless you used your power in front of them. You're not detectable through means of magic either. How's that?
sounds good.
Mm.
Can the ability to nerf his power level be linked directly to the helmet, like when he takes it off? I don't know
We
how long it
can,
would take to take off the armor.
well, I don't mind it that you take the helmet off and the effects are negated, so long as you understand
Yeah,
any benefits that you gain and anything
from the
that would
armor as well. Get the
exactly.
full package. Yeah, yeah,
Correct. So
that's
canonically
fine.
speaking, even if you're wearing that armor, right, and you get hit by a
Yeah,
bullet, you don't get that extra 12-watt defense. So you took off the helmet. As long as we're in
yeah.
agreement.
But at that point, he'd be back to a power tier 5, wouldn't he?
Correct. I'm just setting the stage for what it is,
Yeah,
so you
I
don't get that deep
want
gap.
to make sure.
Yep.
Yep.
It still takes a relic slot.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
And
that's why I was looking at the shotgun. Like, you might be wall mounted now, or a gift to Derek. That could be funny.
and so we talked about it lowers you. In exchange, you get the +1 to your blood magic. This is not an accumulative effect, so if you get it from any other source, it's always going to be a +1. And I think I'm just going to make that the cap. There cannot be anything higher than that. And you can't get any.
What? You can't stack mastery.
Yeah, you can only get a +1. You can only ever go one tier higher than what you can cast. Anyway, back to this. The last thing that this armor gives you is melee option. So you're commissioning it at a rare still, right?
Yeah, if it can do all that for being a rare, yes. If not, it would have to be a legendary. I'm just
No,
curious
no,
on cost now.
no. It's rare. So the weapon, the weapon damage profile is a 1d6, and the bleed is a flat 1 bleed. This is a self-defense weapon set.
Yeah. Well, it fits the Shredder aesthetic, and it would make sense for a Blood Mage to have weapons on him that cause bleed.
Correct.
He's
Correct.
covered in razors, essentially. But
Hmm.
not to the point of the Michael Bay Shredder. That
And
dude is silly.
the damage isn't high due to the fact that it's rare and it has room for improvement. So that way
You gotta go somewhere with it.
the legendary variant can be much stronger. All right, he looks over at the total list of qualities, and considering that you don't have any scraps, blueprints, and this is all has to be his creation through his
Yeah.
ingenuity. The base value of a rare relic is his rates he gives you for 30K. That's the
Hmm.
base for the rare relic. He has to do the blueprints for it, so he adds another 30K. So that's
Fucking
60K.
hell.
The requirement for the parameters to fit in, he attacks on another 20K, making it a total of 80K.
That is so far beyond my price range. It's hilarious.
Damn.
Falcone's got like 27K on him, I think. 27 point something because of the pygmy.
Well, maybe. It's time to talk to the rich people in your group. Looking at
Mhm.
Lance over there, the West Mayor.
He's been kidnapped.
Hmm. Right. Shit. Well,
Oh no, 22,700 gold. Fame 16,
he can
level 8.
take he can take he can take the 20K as a down payment, and then
Yeah.
when you're actually ready to pick up, he'll take the 60K remaining.
Yeah, what am I going to get 60,000?
I always thought I gave a lot of gold out, but I guess you're gonna have to figure out ways to either get a job, or maybe do your job as a police officer and see if it's gonna
Hmm.
get you 60,000.
Well, I should go back there and pick up my back pay
That's
because the gold
no.
I have came from the bribe from Lance.
I like. Oh, well. Damn, and Lance. Well, oh, that's why I gave out so many. That's why you don't have as much gold as everybody else. Literally, I was giving out gold throughout the Emerald Isle and the Plus Arms Act 2 one. That explains everything.
Yeah, I kind of can't keep up with the inflation when I'm not there.
Mm,
Let's do this.
You know, the thing is, he's running at you at a lower rate than he would with other customers by a 20% since you bought from him previously. 'Cause I remember making the dog armor for almost 100,000.
Yeah, but Lance bribed Falcone with like 130,000 or something. It was like a ridiculous amount. That's why I'm like, yeah, I'll just take the dive. Fuck it.
Well, didn't I give Lance a prize money?
You did give me
Oh,
a dry time.
Yeah. But so wait, you bribed Vincent with
A
the
good portion of the bribe money, yes. I did give him a good portion of it. It was enough to give him 100. Like, it was like, I forgot how much. Like, it was it felt like a half a million.
yes, I
Because
gave
I
half a
was allowed.
million as the prize for winning the
Then I
spiral
gave,
the Anima tournament.
and then I gave 100,000 to Falcone. A lot of
mm-hmm.
that money was spent on, like I said, upgrading the door knockle. I then won some money back when I made that the Russian roulette game for Pigment before I went to the Emerald Isles. And then
Screaming at the
any
pygmy.
extra money I did spend, and then any other extra money I made back was because of the plus arms. I clap my hands. I keep track of all the money I make.
Mm.
Oh, just Vincent needs a down payment of a kidney again because he needs to make some more
Yeah,
armor.
apparently. Damn it.
Hey,
Hold on.
with the functionalities and everything, he's giving you a deal.
Yeah. Just hell pays in torment. What am I supposed to do with 5,000 torment? I can't Dogecoin this.
Give it to a pygmy. Start coming out
Mm.
from the woodwork. Hey,
We we don't really do we really want to take in the torment of innocent souls? One looks out, the other one comes in. Of course we do. Give me the torment. I'll take that money.
no, I'm serious though. Like any currency, I've made it lore established. Any currency, a pygmy can exchange it for any other currency.
Is it a 1-to-1 ratio?
Yeah,
No, they have a market on it, but you'll
Okay.
have to you'll have to find a pygmy to do so, and they're not that hard to find. Come on,
I
not
was going to
nowadays.
say.
you just open the window and you jingle your torment out, and they're like, "Yeah, I heard the sound of
No.
change."
Falcone just stands with his arms crossed. Pygmies, I've come to bargain.
Okay, so
Fuck, yeah, like,
before we get to the pygmy scene or whatnot, how do you want to proceed with this deal with circumference?
Well, I love the duel, but even the 20K is a bit much. Just a blind shot of my gosh.
You are able to go to the police department to see about your pay, so maybe you'll make something back to hold something in your pocket.
I mean,
Yeah.
technically, wouldn't it be
And
like
I
technically
will
he has
tell
like
you as a
six?
GM, like as the story progresses, he will continue those commissions as work, so he may not
Give
be
me a
as
second for that, man.
available. Hmm.
Yeah.
I got the pizza like I said.
Yeah, the hell that put the 20K down payment on it.
Oh,
All right, and You can wire the payment to my Spiral bank account. Spiral, yeah.
Damn it, I need someone with spiral net.
Derek unironically just can handle this affair for you.
Excellent.
hmm Given his new blood and his rejuvenation as such, he's gathered a more of his front thinking now, if you will. Front brain is no longer so smooth, and with Derek being able to solidify the payment, make sure that you mark down the 20,000 down. Circumference
Yep.
confirms that he will be able to complete this project, the rare project, within 2 months. That's the fastest he's going to be able to do it.
All right.
Any faster, that'd be another 100. That'd be 100K to make it a month.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's 2 months in time. That's the fastest he can get to you.
Great. Now anybody that fights Falcone is just gonna start running their pockets. Check their socks. People had money in their socks.
2 months is a long time to wait for that armor.
Yeah, I think the Black Dog Knight armor got hammered out pretty quickly.
Yes. I think it was in a month time.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't. It was. I don't believe I made it any terribly longer than that. I know it was legendary, but you had caught Circumference at a greater time then. He's in between
Mm.
contracts, and what you're requesting. I mean, both armors were intense because the Black Knight armor is legendary, and what you asked for here is rare. The effects of neutral, not like putting the armor, not neutralizing your power tier, but like putting you in a quasi state of power tier between 1 and 5, the Schrodinger's power tier, if you will. I like that idea. What am I? What power tier am I? Is it a 1 or
Hmm.
is it a 5? Do you want to fuck around?
I like the idea of him just taking off his helmet, breaking the effects. Well, if you're really serious.
And you could still use Hell's Wrath while wearing the armor. You're not restricted.
No, it only restricts like the blood demon such. Nothing about
Mm-hmm.
H dubs.
Nope.
Yeah.
With the
I could
conversation,
sell the shotgun.
you could. It is a rare relic that's soulbound to you.
Yeah. Well, then can you sell Soulbound?
No.
Well, what can I do with it?
Uh, you can like you suggested earlier about Derek, because you can give
Uh,
soul-bounded items to specific individuals, and you would know that they can't
yeah.
like let go of it or not be able to use it. It's like guaranteeing an NPC will use an item. And since Derek is in the precarious state of being your apostle or follower, your can lie because she has fat tits. You can definitely just give him the shotgun if you wish. He'd have gained the same
Yeah.
properties of using it.
Well, don't have to worry about that till the armor's done and paid for. Well,
So,
then I suppose we see what Travail Police Department owes Falcone, and then he'll bargain with pygmies.
okay, we can still handle the call from the church to the police department.
Yeah.
Great. It's
He'll
good.
dial the Squad Zero hotline number, or whatever their department is.
Ah, the phone. Well, you dial out to the Squad Zero hotline, and you get into the hi. This is Squad Zero hotline. Juniper speaking.
Juniper, it's Falcone.
Holy shit! I haven't heard you in ages.
Yeah, I was on mandatory vacation, you could say.
Yeah,
Listen, I was
we
going through
sent.
my bank account. You all never fucking paid me.
Well, we were trying to get you for like the Nelcro. The first time we dealt with the Nelcro district, and you report on it. Well, actually, the last time we dealt with it. It's been like 2 months. We had a whole
Yeah, I kind of
vacation.
got sent to an. Listen, I got sent some other place you don't want to know. In fact, weren't you there when I called Lance with the
Juniper.
blood?
Yeah, Juniper was in the room. Sorry,
Yeah.
I just
So
trying to remember where things were for that. But Juniper's tone would change, like hearing it's Vincent. Go, You're wait, you're out of wait, but you were in
Yeah.
hell, weren't?
Nope,
Wait,
got out. Good behavior.
well, um, welcome back, and we have your payment, I suppose. They did allocate some of the funding to help fight the Nelcro district in favor to the Falcones. Uh,
I'm right.
they give we're able to give you 5,000 for both of you for helping us, so it'd be 10,000 in total.
Yeah, Victor won't mind. He's got a
Well,
sugar daddy.
we were trying to get in contact with him too, but yeah, that's a little bit more of a problem. Uh, you do know you do know that Alisher's missing.
Yeah, yeah, Lance told me.
Well, we have a little bit more news that
Mm,
apparently a gang known as the it why am I drawing a blank on them now? The Heavenly Celestial Bodies. What's I think what I called them?
the Starman?
No, yeah, Starman was the handoff. Yeah, it's
Oh,
because they are dressed with the star going through it and whatnot. With like the not the way the Pink Floyd star thing going on.
Well,
Well, I'm here.
hello.
I'm just trying to remember these guys because Juniper's
What's the
talking
name
with
of the gang that kidnapped Alistair?
oh, them. I, they were like something rainbow, but then we changed the name around. All I would know was like one of them was like two of them. One was a full heavy man wearing black armor, and the other one was red, what suit flying with flames. He was the one who carried this dude off. And the leader is I want to say Lazarus, who's basically all
Millennium
equipped in a
Stars.
black mask.
Millennium Stars.
There you go.
Yeah, I had to look at the omnibus because it's written there. It's part of Victor's backstory.
Hmm,
Not like the full backstory, but it makes mention at the end of his lore that he had found and discovered the identity of the Millennium Stars, and that they are led by an enigmatic man known as Pluto. So yeah, just keep your eyes out for anybody who's dressed up in. Apparently, they have these star thing on their. They have this triangle on their chest and like colors going through it or something. Keep your eye out for them. Apparently, they're part of the same people that took Alistair.
yeah, well, they're already on my shit list then, ain't they?
Speaking of your shit list, make sure you also include coming back to the office space since we do have cases for Spiral Squad Zero. We need to make sure all the Anima users across Travail are in line. Having some issues in downtown Travail, actually.
Downtown, you say?
Yeah,
I'll look into that to be sure.
well, to give you the quick one over, uh, apparently someone's stealing Anima powers down there.
Well, that's not great.
I need my anima pal.
Arguably.
How would Hellswrath react to that?
I mean, he's been
What do you
stolen
mean,
before.
arguably? Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and steal my anima power, jackass.
Steals your
Actually, I
Anima
think
power.
I'm
Hold on, steals
I
your Anima
may know
power
who's
and
behind that.
steals your Anima power and steals your demonic heritage. So the first it goes,
Oh, that.
ha, hold on, ha, you stole my Hell's Wrath. What do you do? Steal my demonic hit. Oh no. Looks
Oh, wait a minute, that's illegal.
be careful if you're going to
That's
take on a case on by
a
yourself.
twofold.
Let me know or at least have like Lance join you because we need to make sure that we tackle these cases together. We are a squad and not a solo deployment.
That That's true. Speaking of Lance, where is everyone? Where is the winner of the Spiral City Iron Chef tournament?
It's called the Anima. It was called the Anima Symphony Tournament.
I know what it was called. What is he?
Um, he said he was gonna wait. What happened with Lance again? I want to be sure I'm not misquoting her line.
Oh
Ah,
no, the pygmies got him.
I always fucking get him. So hold on, I'm trying to remember because we had the whole thing that I think all she would know is that he went to West Bay. Because what happened after was he got kidnapped and taken away, dealt with the pygmies. He came back mentally as Lance, and I think now he's returning back to
What?
go to East Bay. Sorry, to Travail, but he hasn't returned yet to Travail. So at this current moment, she doesn't. Juniper wouldn't know of more than if I'm correct, she doesn't know anything more than Lance went to West Bay.
Hmm.
Something about Lance having this. Oh, also he was acting weird. Like he was smart and he was making sense, and it got me really worried.
Oh,
There was
I
you.
wonder if I'm in the right
Did
reality.
you deal? Did you feel that meteor? No, not meteor. Did you feel that energy that was coming down from Spiral City?
The what now?
The big rock thing that fell from the sky.
The Silver Apocalypse? We dealt with that.
No, 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 no. When you guys felt when you guys felt the red moon fall.
Uh, felt something. Not sure it was, but the place I was throwing out a lot of weird vibes.
Well, because I said canonically speaking, you felt even from Necropolis your anima
Yeah.
alert kind of go off. It was like a anima amber
Hmm.
alert. The equivalent of being told specifically the red moon is falling. An anima user casted that. That's what it was. It's like if North Korea shot intercontinental ballistic missiles, we would all get amber messages like "careful, incoming
Yeah.
missiles." That's the equivalent of what happened.
Yeah, I felt something about the red moon falling. I
Yeah,
was a
me
bit
too.
busy at the time.
Yeah, Lance was making me call him Lance a lot and said that everything would be fine. I Nothing came of the Red Moon Falls either, so I think he was right. And that's the problem, Vincent.
This is indeed a disturbing timeline.
So I don't know what's wrong with him. When you see him again, make sure you talk to him.
Oh, yeah, I
Are
just
you
want to
still a
talk to him.
demon?
Yes,
You know that doesn't give you a
I'm a
pay
demon.
increase, right?
Hells that are at the demon. What do you mean it doesn't give me a pay increase?
We
I'll
don't
see you
cut.
in the infernal court of affairs.
To be fair, you were given you don't aren't on a payroll. Your community
I'm not
service was
doing this for free.
well, no, your community service to Prevail was done, dude.
Oh,
They
I better
never,
start getting
they never,
paid.
yeah, they never
That's
fully.
it, starting a criminal organization.
No,
Well,
I,
you just say that?
wait,
You
no, that's
just
illegal.
like, hold on, we'll give you a paycheck so you don't go become a criminal.
No,
Okay, how about that?
she can't authorize a payment for Vincent, but no, like he was only
She's
like honestly, your community service thing ended once you were done with keeping Travail safe from the monster from the armored pharmaceuticals, the one that Lance
yeah,
threw into the black hole. The
Yeah,
attack
Sin.
Travail Bay. Yeah,
Nova,
Sin. Yeah. No. Oh, you said Nova. Yeah, but yes, the Sin monster. After you were done with
calm
that,
down.
technically you were done
Yeah.
with helping. Like your
Well,
community
somebody could
service.
have sent me a damn memo.
I think I tried to make a mention of it, but like at the same time, you are of your in like energies of Vincent, Victor, and Marion at the time too.
Yeah. Yeah. Spinning a
So,
lot of plates. Well, then I need to talk to somebody about pay.
oh, well, maybe when what's it called?
Oh, noodle
You'll have
eye.
to talk to damn it, what's the fucking name? Why am I dropping names right now? Shit.
Zenigata?
No, Zenigata couldn't help you
no,
either.
Hmm.
the
Um,
boss, the duelist, the gunslinger. The commissioner. We just what
The
do you call
ranger.
him? Thank you. Yeah, it's so generic when you say it.
Yeah, it's so generic, but well, yeah, the ranger. You just need to speak to the commissioner, ranger, Commissioner Finish. That's what his full name I was trying to remember.
Oh, Commissioner finished good, because I'm finished not getting paid.
Yeah,
My
but
time being useful for
he's
charity.
currently busy in several meetings, so you'll have to ring him some other time.
Oh, that's all right.
Breaks through his door as a Hell's Wrathful. Payment is late, so I came so I came to fillet.
Your
My
payment is
payment was
late. Give me money or I'll decide your fate.
Yeah, oh, yeah, your payment is late. Pay me I'll decide your fate. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Fill these pockets or
filthy cash
Canonically,
will fill his
pockets
pocket.
pockets will have to appear. All right. So,
uh,
anything else you want to speak with Juniper?
no, I got that taken care of. I'm gonna have to check downtown about Bad Moon Rising up to her old shenanigans.
We never really established
Vendor, correct.
just a just a thing where I said, well,
It's a person wearing armor. Or it could be a couple of pygmies stacked together. You never know.
Hey-oh.
But yeah, okay. So Juniper, listen. Mm, mm. If you're gonna go to downtown Travail like now, let me join you. Oh,
Speaking of
hey,
joining,
great. Then
hey,
now there are two homosexuals.
hello, love. Getting out of hand, we're reproducing.
Thank you for the alert, Cosmic.
Oh, you want to reproduce? Okay, I got you. Hold on.
Jesus Christ. No, hold on.
You already have too many kids.
That's true. No,
kickstart your heart. But you were
I
there
will
at the
give you a
battle.
call before I go down there, Juniper.
No.
Juniper.
No, I can make my way to the church first, and then we go down together. How's that?
Oh, that sounds like a plan.
Okay. I'll be
Hey,
over there in
hey,
about 30.
All right.
hang on. Kickstart my heart. But you were there at the fight of Novus laboratory.
Kickstart my heart. POV, you are a patient that just woke up in Novis's lab, and the lights are turning off. The lights are flared off.
Kids. I fucking love
The
that
door
kickstart.
breaks down, and you see just a monstrosity of a human mixed monster with metal pieces yells as the guitar starts to riff. You pick up a fucking scalpel as the patient going 1v1 with the fucking monster. He's just start
Yeah.
Also, it's
wailing at
like
his
the intro to Dead Space 2.
essentially. You should start wailing at his chest. Kickstart my heart. Rip off its mechanical left arm. You see another one coming down the hall as you shove its partner's left arm into its chest. But line, I like that the video, that POV. You're piloting a GM in the Battle of Abaku. You just Gelgogs
Yeah.
everywhere. There are Gelgogs. There are just Gelgogs everywhere.
Speak of which, I want pockets, and they need filling.
Dude, it's
I got
fucking.
pockets, and I need to fill too.
Okay, so Juniper is gonna join you in 30 minutes. Anything
All
else you want
right.
to get done?
Yeah, we still have to bargain with the pygmies, and I think we'll call Darius, the one who's been warming my seat with the Falcones.
You don't have a line to Darius.
Damn it!
Yeah, Darius is MIA.
Oh, well, we'll have to investigate that later, I suppose.
Yeah, it's only I wish
No?
I had an organization I work with who does investigation.
If only. Damn. No, I suppose then just trading the torment in for gold.
When you make mention of trading currencies, the arrival, we all knew he existed, but now he finally makes his appearance for the first time. From that chest that you see next to by your bed, it swings open. A pygmy appears. He has tannish fur as he looks at you with his beady little blue eyes. Ah, someone said they
Greetings,
wanted.
pygmy. I've summoned you to bargain.
You did not summon me, but it was not you by your will that you have summoned me, but your avarice that has spawned me.
Good enough.
I am the one known as Pockets.
Pockets of pygmy. All right, then. I've got this nice bag of 5,000 tournament, and he'll jingle it.
He takes out like a little pad, and he got like
God,
not a pad,
he
like an
takes a no,
encyclopedia.
no.
It's like
He takes out a small little station with table. I just say God. My reaction of saying God was like you and I are literally the same mind trap. He just gets really professional with it. He takes out a little table, a
mhm.
little encyclopedia book, weight and scale, and puts on a little cap and glasses. All right, 5,000 torment.
But
To what? What kind of gold we dealing with? This is Spiralian
What currency was
Spiral
here
City.
on?
Yeah, this is Spiral City gold specifically.
We're
Spiral
talking
City
about.
Gold, local
Oh, okay.
currency.
Well, local.
Yeah,
So
local.
pause for a second. I'm sorry. There's never really a lot of chances for me to explain this during sessions because it's not something you. I purposely kept you guys away from the lower spire for a while, whilst allowing the
Yeah.
guys to go and like investigate the areas that are able to you once during the gold harvest. During like and the construction fight scene with Vincent and Alistair. So in this moment, I just need to explain saying local currency is an issue.
Yeah.
Spiral City Gold is the city-wide no like taking currency. It's the norm. Everyone will take it no matter what. Issue
Right.
is every district will have their own set of
Oh,
currency.
currency. Okay.
Exactly. And then out there so nuanced it's not really needed for me to break it down. But you
Yeah,
will
it's house
have
bills to sea bills.
it's exactly. It's like the Emeraldus and Emerald Isles. Even they were still tied to the Spiral City gold medium. Now,
Spiral
the
City Gold Standard.
Spiral City gold standard. Now, Spiral City's gold standard is only the standard that's the median for everyone outside the spire. As soon as you get into the lower spire actual and the upper spire, they use spiral gold currency, which is their currency. Actually, spiral credits or mega dollars or something I'll make, but something akin
Are
to a
those worth more than gold?
correct. Exactly what I was getting across.
So if I got that converted into like mega dollars, because I really like that name,
Okay,
would it be easier to pay for
ooh,
the armor commission?
Wulongs ain't a bad thing. I think Wulongs. How's that?
Ooh, oolongs. Yeah.
Everyone feeling Wulongs?
I'm feeling
Along
oolongs.
these nuts.
So that's what the currency for the spiral city, the spiral itself would be using, and that's
The low and the it would be
the
like the
lower and the
low
upper.
and the upper spiral
Correct.
because the middle spiral has its own currency.
Well, there is nothing established of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we don't know. Like, it could have its own currency, but yeah, Woolons it is. You want Woolons for this? Oh.
So the conversion for a single Wulong would be 1,000 gold pieces. Isn't that
How many oolongs can I get with this 5,000 torment?
nothing? The
Damn,
pygmy will not take a single will not trade a Wulong.
that's a hell of a standard.
Well, I mean
Oh,
to
that's
the
one.
torment, yeah, because
Yeah.
torment is well, so the pygmies pockets specifically. Other pygmies may not break it down for you, but you spawn pockets here.
Mhm.
He takes his little glasses and fixes it. You see, torment, the currency of the necropolis, the plane of death existence. Now I gotta take a 25% round down pricing because it's in a material realm that I may not really travel to, as well as the associations of pygmies that are travel through the known existences.
I have seen pygmies in Necropolis, sir. There's one in like the third layer. He's a mouthy little git.
Pygmy, the pocket blinks a bit. Wait, what? No, no, we don't go to necropolis. We
No, I've seen you there.
no,
Not
no,
you, but
no. Pygmies don't go to necropolis. We don't have
no.
souls.
Well, then did I see a red pygmy down there?
Red pygmy.
Am I stuttering?
No, you're not. Listen, pygmies don't have souls. But if you had saw a pygmy in Necropolis, that'd only mean one thing: that somebody was morphing into a pygmy. You know,
Well,
Edmund can
that's a
turn
fate
into a
worse
pygmy.
than death.
Edmund can turn into a pygmy. So he's suggesting that something can
Hmm.
turn into a pygmy like Edmund can.
Right. So somebody was trying to pull the old sneaky on Father Falcone, eh?
I mean,
That's tough. The idea even scares me too. Someone in Necropolis understands the concept of my cons. I gotta go tell the others when I get out of here.
I must.
I've got to tell the
No, no, no,
council.
no, no. I'm already telling the council. You see the little pygmy using the pickpocket is using his right hand, using the bell system, the fucking Morse code. Beep, 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 beep.
Mhm.
Wait a minute. Was
Well,
it Edmund Miles?
no.
Oh,
Damn.
he's already on the council shit list.
So anyway,
All right. If I can't get Wulongs, how much gold is this torment worth?
Yeah.
for 5,000 torment, he's willing to give you 50 gold pieces.
Holy shit!
Mm-hmm. He's
Well,
not gonna be.
goddamn it!
He's not gonna be able to use it, and he's not gonna travel. He can't travel to Necropolis.
Well, no, the hell with that. I'll hold on to it. It's not eating any inventory space.
It is a dip.
Look,
You can still consume torment yourself.
Yeah.
look, I'm terribly
This is the.
sorry,
This is
but
the.
if I
50 gold.
So be
look, I'm
and so
terribly.
Do I
sorry.
look like Lance McKinley?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
In a certain light, you do. Also, you
Mm,
eating. So you can still eat torment specifically because you have a
yeah.
demonic heritage. We never gone over what happens when you eat torment. I like to
Yeah.
really remind you guys and the audience too. This roleplay system isn't written fleshed out. So I leave a lot of it blank on purpose. So it's the Oblivion style of there's food. You just don't know the effect until you eat it
Mm,
deal.
mm,
So you can eat torment, but you have no idea what it'll do to
mm,
you. You know that other
mm.
demons do it
Listen,
too. Because I
Yeah.
explained it to you that others
Yeah, it's
were.
like warp stone. They use it for everything down there.
listen, mate. I ain't trying to bust the balls or anything, but like, if I had a soul, I'd totally be using that torment, making money. Since I don't, I can't. I'm trying to be. I want to work with you, not against you. You hear me?
You
I
gotta fill
know
my
my kind
pockets.
of. I know that my kind is kind of shady and shifty and shit, but I'm a decent, reputable man. Take me. He looks down his
Reputable.
little station.
Yeah, he looks at the little station and looks back up at Vincent, the Father Falcone. You gotta understand, I'm a professional.
No, understandable. I'm just sorry to have wasted your time.
No, no. He holds his little paws out. You gotta pay me 25 gold pieces for consultation.
You know, I do have a shotgun I'm looking to retire. Would you like to see it? In my basement.
I may have to remind you that there are. If you harm me, there will be a pygmy storm upon you.
You're kinda covered in fur and flammable. I breathe fire. Do the math.
Pocket jumps out of his little station, walks up to you, still staring up at you, and goes, "The pygmy storm will not end until we have feasted on your bones."
You better bring a lot of pygmies.
You do not
Oh,
know what that means.
If I went to the
He holds.
Spire to you
Hold on,
and
hold.
said,
Line. Sorry, line. No. Just leave it to me right now.
okay.
Pockets holds his little paw up to you. The 25 gold pieces. Trust me, it's a price worth paying more than the pygmy storm.
you're lucky I've got other things to do.
I got other places too. Keep his little paw up.
Yeah, you'll pay it.
Pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Falcone. Walks into your
Yeah,
chest
get out
again.
of here.
Walks back into your chest. And then closes it. Like he owns it.
I leave my house.
He doesn't
Opens it.
even he just vanished. He's just
Yeah,
still
just
in the chest, waiting for you to leave, so you can leave later.
fucking love that.
I wish I had chains and a padlock.
So there's so
What more?
so that whole interaction was about like 5 or 6 minutes. So Juniper's
No.
still a little bit on her way over. Anything else you want to get done?
No, if we can't get a hold of Darius by phone, no, I'd say that's about it. Derek's been taken care of, armor's been commissioned, back pay's been dealt with. Hold on, let me bring up the list.
Yeah.
Looking into fighting stock, couldn't do it from here. Can't investigate the sewers. Look into the ruins of Nova's slab, can always do that later. And don't really know where Lance is. So no, I'd say that's all bases reasonably covered.
Didn't
Okay.
Juniper tell you that he called him in his car?
Yes, she talked to she explained to Vincent that the red you wanted Lance wanted to be called Lancelot was right about the red
No,
moon
no,
falling.
Lance never said that to him. He said that to this guy, to
Who's this guy?
Nico.
Oh,
Yeah, he never said it to Juniper. He only said it to Nico.
okay. Well,
Unless
then
Nico told her,
no,
which I
no.
think
Actually, no. Nico did. Yeah, Nico was like, yeah, no,
Nico
Lance.
Nico told admin, and then I think admin told her.
No, there's a lot of communication between the three of them. Yeah, it's reasonable. It's understandable that Juniper got the impression that Lance was off anyway, because Lance was being calm and cool about the red moon falling, which both Juniper and Vincent talked about.
Vincent.
Yeah, Father
Father
Falcone.
Falcone, yes.
You're
It
thinking
just
Victor
say
Evie.
Yeah, it just saves me the save this the whole fucking whole phrase. But if nothing else, then I'll just we'll move on a little bit further and have Juniper join into the scene.
Sounds like a plan.
And this would be a great place for us to be able to begin our next time of session, since, to be
Yes.
fair, what's going to would happen next is meeting this series, looking into this anima user in Travail, and it fits perfectly for our session this week. If we have one, I have to make sure what my schedule is for Wednesday, no, for Thursday, because if I'm working, then it's not a shot, since by this it'd
You'll
be
form
by
us ahead of time.
yeah, of course. It'd be by this time I'd be getting back from work. And unless you guys really want a late session, I can do it, but I'm definitely sure Trinity won't be able to join us by that.
No.
The poor man needs like so many solo sessions with you.
I yeah, there's a catching up that he needs to get done, but that's something that it's tough because of his schedule, and I definitely have to make the time for him as well to give him the solo sessions.
You think you'll find if we just all join in and listen in?
No, I mean it's what makes it enjoyable as well.
Yep.
And Derek
Oh
is
no! It
also
got
here.
kickstart my heart, but you'll follow Neo, and you just arrived at Lance's house.
Reality starts breaking around him. Carlos is throwing fucking purple orbs.
Da, 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 da.
So Juniper would arrive
But
at Falcone's church in the in her police car, approach the church, knock gently on it before entering. Hello? Oh, wow, it is wrong on the nose.
is that Manu?
Oh, you can smell the iron there.
Oh, you've been around Lance. You've smelt worse.
Juniper blinks a bit and looks at Vincent. Yeah, she blinks a couple more times. Y- You
Fuck off! Holy shit! I'm so sorry, guys, but like I'm playing League with Eevee, and they banned Mordekaiser.
Uh,
There's also someone on our team asking us for money.
Falcone sitting on top of the stand at the front of the church, just his legs crossed. Me what? Are you what?
You- Um, uh, your presence, it's like way more intense than the last time I've seen you.
Yeah, listen, I've got something in the works for that, and unless you've got like 60,000 gold, we have to wait on it.
I actually be at 160,000 if you want it within a
I know.
month. Yeah, but
Oh, oh,
Juniper's just
don't tell him that part.
caring. Ah, it's um, wha- uh, that you're a demon. You sold your soul.
Last I checked. No, I didn't sell anything.
You're. I'm sorry, it's just a lot to take in.
You deal with Lance McKinley on a
Okay,
daily basis, and this is a lot to take in.
to break the lore, to break the conversation for a second. She's referring to your power tier.
I
Lance may have,
know.
Lance may have been a power tier 6, but he was the equivalent of Krillin,
Oh,
strongest
thank God!
human.
Hang on, I'm declining this match. We're gonna have to let the queue cycle a bit. No, something foul and evil was in that match. They're gonna put a Doris in front of me. I ain't doing
Something
that shit.
foul and evil.
Line. POV. You're Mordekaiser and they're gonna take away your ruined crown.
Wait, are you really telling me that you're comparing Lance to fucking Krillin of all DBZ characters?
He's the strongest
Hey,
human.
don't hate on Krillin, dude. He's like the
Holy
strongest human.
shit.
He just
That's a
looks weak
compliment.
next to Goku. Yeah,
Seriously, that's a fucking
everyone looks
compliment.
weak next to Goku, my dude. It's
Yeah,
not
What
a
about
fair
T?
comparison.
can we
Stack
look at
Krillin up against anyone else.
hold on. Can we look at DB for a second? Dragon Ball. There was a scene where Goku clears a fucking 50-foot jump perfectly. Then Krillin does it because Goku did it and he didn't want to be outshone. He actually hits his head on the ceiling and still clears the jump. Nearly hurts himself because Goku still saves him because it's Goku would be the hero. But fucking Krillin jumped 50 feet. Do that for me, you dickhead. No, you can't.
Isn't isn't Krillin
Krillin,
regarded as one of the strongest humans?
he
Not
is the
strongest.
strongest
He
human.
is. There's no debate. There's only one time in Krillin's life that he's weak, maybe weaker than Tien. And that is when that's in GT when he's chilling and had a wife and with his kid.
GT doesn't fucking count.
Then Krillin's been the fucking strongest human no matter what. Tien
I'm
ain't
pretty.
got shit on him.
I'm pretty sure Super actually replaces GT in the timeline.
Wait,
I
what?
mean, there was that scene in Super where Krillin did take a fucking Super Saiyan God Blue Goku Kamehameha and survived it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Krillin ain't weak, man. It's just
Mm-hmm.
everyone looks weak next to Goku.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
And the point I'm putting across is that Krillin is always a sleeper agent and how strong he is.
Mm-hmm.
Line Lance was a power tier 6 because of his devotion to silver, being the fame that he gained as a legendary hero. You weren't a actual power tier 6. Vincent's an actual power tier 5. He has to extrude that energy, that aura. Lance could have turned into God Shattering Star to turn into the power that he actually had behind being a power tier 6. Vincent's just a power tier 5 because he's a demon who got to eat another demon. And
Yeah.
has tied someone else's soul to his soul because that guy thought he can fuck over Vincent.
He brought a knife to a gunfight.
He wasn't aware of how unfair
Can
the
you?
stack rules were.
None of us
So
were.
I got a big question to you, Kalis. How do you like
Hmm.
the idea that if we decide to do, you know how they have in like in 40K where they sanctify photo guns? What if we do the same
Yeah.
thing with the shotgun?
I asked Dungeon about that. He's like, not quite.
No, if I said not quite, maybe not right now, but you could
Down the
event
line.
you could event
Everyone
if
just
you
worshipping Falcone's shotgun.
You need to get
It's
to a power tier 7 to start something like that.
Oh, at that
it's
point he
covered
becomes
in.
NPC, doesn't he?
But your NPC would be able to create weapons as such in such caliber, yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Well, at
like
that point, Victor would inherit the shotgun, and then we have Victor with his clone bullshit and the shotgun.
yeah, it's just the shotgun will be covered in like what do they call those things? Like those holy seals?
Yes, covered in purity seals.
Thank you, purity seals. It has like a
You
bunch
can
of
take
things written
Derek
in the
though.
unknown language.
It's not bad at this point.
I'm surprised we haven't decided to make like a an anime howl that's basically a dice throw.
Hmm.
Like
A dice.
you throw a
We do.
dice.
Oh, night, bud.
We do it straight shooter.
That that
Does count.
no. I meant in universe.
Yeah, straight shooter.
Mm-hmm.
It's the viewer's anima.
The viewers are canonical to Spiral City.
Damn charity sessions.
Dumb charities.
Let's
But
see if they
also,
get.
Juniper's just trying to deal with Falcone's presence, his new passive.
Honestly, yeah,
Hey,
she's
I
just.
want to match. I
Mhm.
want. I want to imagine at some point Juniper's like fidgeting the shit in the car. Falcone like opens his pocket, finds out that he has some like it's like half a year old fucking piece of gum, hands it to her, and she just fucking slowly chews it.
Like the animation style for the scene would be very Helsing Ultimate.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was also
Yeah.
thinking like digital circus too. Like it's like Pomni next.
Like the
next to this
shadows
dude.
cut off Hal Falcone's face. You can just see his mouth, but his eyes are still like that blood red.
In her internal thoughts, Juniper's just thinking, why do I have to deal with all this kind of creepy shit? Why? First it was that Nelco district, now this. Ugh.
I want to be back on the this. I want to be back in the islands.
Oh. Go back
Something
to the
bad ever
islands to
happened in the
fight
islands.
sea monsters.
Yeah, I want to go back to the Emerald Isles. Nothing bad ever happened now, except Lance
Eh,
dying. Like
Juniper,
8
I want to
times.
go. Juniper, I want to go back to get. I want to go back to that masseuse.
It
We
was
had a
a
fun time.
good masseuse.
Alright, well, I'll drive. Just, can you fit in the car, guys?
We should be able to fit in the car just fine. I can
You
ride
guys,
on the roof.
no, 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 no. You can sit in the back of the, you guys can sit in the back seat. It's okay. Just, I'm just worried about the axles. All you guys get into Juniper's car, like cop car, and as you guys both sit
Yeah.
in the back seats, because she's like refusing to have either of you sit in shotgun for her. Like, no, 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 just
Oh my fucking
back
god!
seat.
It's a goddamn nauseous.
Haha.
Falcone just
I
sits
might.
behind her quietly.
There's a
Derek,
traffic jam.
Derek, like Vincent's not heavy, but Derek definitely is a big dude.
Oh,
That's a
Um,
good
Juniper,
boy.
I've got. Juniper, you're going too fast. Juniper, this is a school zone.
Dude, he reaches over.
I'd punch him
No,
with
he
a fucking.
slowly reaches his hand up and turns the radio on
Oh,
and slowly withdraws it.
Party, party, party. You better have a
Yeah,
party.
yeah. Oh,
You
I
got
like
a
that
I
party,
want.
song.
party.
That's a good one.
I also want to imagine like there's a traffic jam. Okay, Juniper, we're a bit late on going to investigate. Here's a sidewalk. But Falcone, it's a sidewalk, not a side road.
Nah, it'll be
He
fine.
just
We're cops.
party cabs are on. Juniper, don't be worried.
Juniper,
Juniper
why are
gets
you
it.
listening to this? Juniper, why are you listening to this devil music?
That's
I
the
taught you.
fucking ticket, isn't it?
I taught you. I taught you to be a better fucking spiral lighting. Oh,
While you guys
Christian.
are
What's
driving,
the equivalent of a Christian?
Juniper would speak up and go, Well, let me give you some of the details we know about the anima user. The anima user seems to be a solo. We've been reported we've been reportedly seen we've been given different conflicting reports about the appearance of the anima user. However, the nature of the incidents all are matching the same profile. There's an anima user in downtown Travail that's seemingly following other anima users. We've had a few anima users. Hold on. She gets to pulls over to a side and pulls out one of the documents that she's brought with her. Ah, here we go. Um, sorry. We have an anima user by the name of Grand Funk Railroad that was minding their business. Then they had noticed that they were being tailed by somebody, and that the environment around them had kind of warped where there was no one else around them in a weird space that doesn't make sense.
Oh, they didn't go into that back alley, did they?
It was in a back alley. They were walking down, a regular road, and then all of a sudden, as when they noticed that they were being followed, that's when that Animus thing happened. Maybe the Grand Funk Railroad couldn't confirm for us. They said that something happened to them. They couldn't confirm if that was an anima or not. But when they used their anima, Grand Funk Railroad, the stalker was able to use his power. It was like fighting his stand against himself.
I believe I may have met this anima user before. Did you ever read the reports on when the ranger was promoted in the park?
Yeah, there was an incident there, wasn't there?
There was an anima user that took my own anima from me and tried to use it against me. They failed naturally.
We don't have any documentations on
That was
the. We know the
N-
from the reports
no, they escaped.
yeah, there was a terrorist group that attacked like three vans. Lance put a fist through one of them, right?
I think so. I remember I had to wrestle another one.
I think I read the report. But yeah,
We're more than likely dealing with the same individual or group. They can and will use your anima against you. If your anima has any shortcomings or weaknesses, remember that and you'll be fine.
no, what's the name of the anima user you think the anima that you think we're fighting?
Would Falcone know the name?
Well, no, actually, you've only really came across them the one time.
I don't remember if they announced themselves or someone
No,
said their name during the fight or anything.
mm-mm. They only
I
made
know who it
they
is.
they said it themselves once towards during the fight, but it's not like anything more than anyone's else speaking around you about it or whatnot. They've reappeared,
No,
mm,
but not
unfortunately, I don't believe they announced themselves, but you don't forget a power like that.
one that steals.
Mm,
You
How
filthy
dare
thief.
they take in what I've rightfully stolen?
So the idea of this operation will be that we'll need one of us to be the decoy that the stalker needs to follow, so we can see if we've got the right person or not. We have to keep our eye out about some sort of reality changing powers or something.
Reality changing like what? Hallways getting longer?
Well, according to several different like attacks, were survivors from this attack, including the Grand Funk Railroad, they experienced walking down busy streets. Then, when noticing the stalker, that is when everything else around them seemed to have faded away. It was noticing
Hmm.
the stalker that all the reports agree upon the same thing. Like that's when everything messed up. Now, no one can confirm if it's an anima power or not. But what is true is that every single story, every single other anima that got attacked, they all report that they have fought their own anima against themselves. So they had their anima, and they were fighting someone who was using theirs. They lost and woke up without any of their relics, items, money, etc.
Oh, good lord, they're getting hot. They're getting their pockets on.
They were
How's
doing it
that
before
pockets?
you. Oh, yeah, pockets appears. Who said pockets? I gotta get my
No,
pockets.
not you. You go away.
I'm almost as bad as All Eyes. He slips away.
Wonder if they're related. Maybe
Whoa!
he's the banker.
Oh, come on, Lime. Pockets has meta commentary. He's Pockets. I'll charge you for the next time you say the word. You spawn him every time, I'm
It's
telling you.
plausible. Evie, back off, dude.
Well, we can agree who will deal with like or who will be our decoy to handle, and I'm
Good shit,
definitely
man.
going to let one of you two handle that part.
Derek, are you an anima
Derek,
user?
Derek, I want to imagine Derek would even just look at you before saying it. Like, that kind of looked like, dude, I became what I am now because I want power.
Good point. Well, then,
Mm.
looks
Unless
like
an
it's you, Juniper.
an anima user means a crystal bear, then no, I can't help you.
No, no, I think you'll be fine,
Juniper
big
blinks
guy.
a bit.
Well,
She looks over her shoulder. That's an authentic crystal bear? I killed it
well, it
myself.
was.
She looks mortified. Oh,
Oh, they.
I mean, I could be bait, but you've already noticed as soon as you walked into the doors of the church, I tend to grab attention.
yeah, and your company does the same. Why does
You
she
hear
look
that, Derek?
sad?
You got a compliment.
Well,
You made a friend.
why are you sad, little one? This bear fought
Please don't
me.
scream
The
at me.
crystal, don't scream at me. This crystal bear fought me, and I won. You killed an endangered creature. They fought me, and I won. There are not
They
It's.
many
weren't
left.
they weren't endangered from where I am. They're actually vermin.
Yeah, vermin, lol.
Now, before we go and do anything rash, any other members of Squad Zero available we can call in, or is it just us three?
Alistair's kidnapped. Lance is missing.
hmm That
I'm not
Yanagata's.
leaves.
missing. I'm coming back.
They don't know that. All they
I
know is you went to
literally
West.
phoned.
No, all they know is you went to West Bay. You didn't phone them after beating Carlos. You
I
got
did.
kidnapped. No,
I.
you got
I
kidnapped by
did,
a
dude.
pygmy. You got kidnapped by Pygmy's line.
That's a sentence.
Your door knocker is still in a gridiron because we haven't roleplayed any further than Lance coming back to the like his mentality going, okay, I'm back physically here. I'm gonna drive back to Travail. And you were trying to drive through the mountain. I told you, no, you can't go that way. You gotta go all the
But then
fuck
you
way
told.
around.
But then you told Lance, like, you made a good point with Lance. Like, wait, how is your mom okay? And then Lance's like, God damn it! Now my consciousness is telling me. No, now I'm worried about my own parent.
So you're going back to West Bay.
So I
See,
go drive
technic
back to West Bay, and then I called up ahead of time, like, hey, I got caught up with something in West Bay. I'm gonna come back. I just need to stop by one more time to see if everything's okay with my family there. My family, yeah.
still doesn't change that you're missing in action because you're in West Bay. Doesn't change what I said originally. And Juniper would still share the news that Lancet was acting strange regardless to Vincent. I mean, happened. It was weird. And
The voice of reason.
Yeah, I am a bit worried
I don't
about
like it.
Lance using complete sentences. No, that's mean. No, what do you mean Lance was acting
You
smart?
Yeah, exactly. Lance acted smart, question mark. And so Alistair's kidnapped. Lance is in West Bay. Yada Yada's doing paperwork. We're the only other two members of Squad Zero.
Oh yeah, Edmund's Goldschlager, isn't he?
Yeah, and I don't know where he's doing.
Nah. And Victor never picks up his phone. He leaves it on mute. Why do you put your phone on mute?
Mute. Yeah, and Cynric is in the back, in the farthest fucking East Bay, knocked out.
No, Falcone's like seen Cynric all but once. I don't even think he'd know he's Squad Zero.
No, he's not Squad
No,
Zero
he's not.
either.
Oh,
No, Alistair's Squad Zero. Cynric
oh,
is
what?
only affiliated with
Like a
Doc's side.
freelancer.
Yeah, he's more of a freelancer.
Like you ever seen Sam and Max, the freelance police?
So honestly,
No. Oh,
it's going to be Universe kicking Vincent out of the car, going, "Yeah, nope, you gotta go do your job. Yeah, pokes him with the stick. Come on, you're the only
oh,
other."
ow, ow. Why is there a screwdriver on the end of it?
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm gonna replace it with the Lance one. He pulls out a little. He just pulls out one with a fist and just pushes you with it. Come on.
Well, then I guess we'll have to be enough.
Yeah. So, fuck. You stand out too much. It has to be me. He looks down sadly. Fuck. You're
Why does the
too.
little one cry? She has the privilege to hunt down her prey.
She weeps because she's so happy, Derek.
Ah, okay. Good thing
We throw our younglings to the beast.
he is a West.
Off the cliff you go, climb back up.
Derek is from West Bay. There's a special little thing about him, though. He's uh, what we call in the peripheries of the West Bay area. So you see where Lance's house is over here,
Oh,
and
he's
there are
from the
these.
deep periphery.
He's he's from these neighborhoods over here that extend further out. I kind of detailed it in the 3D map, but like
Yeah.
everywhere West Bay that's below the boulevard line, it's just bombed to shit. It's bombed to literal fuck. This area is no, his neighborhood is no in particularly
Excuse me.
different anywhere different. The shittier problem is that where Lance lives is where more of the residential places are. He literally lives in the equivalent of the West Bay outbacks.
Yeah, I need your help.
Yep, I'm coming. I'm coming.
He lives in the boonies. That's why he had the broken speech. I really wanted to to emphasize he's he he literally as redneck and outback as possible. And your blood changed. Like I mean, the pack that he has with you changed his energy, but like
He popped his ultimate, so he has no.
I
Did
know
you
those
see
release
that
me up.
changes,
line?
but
Yeah,
it'd be
that
hilarious
was
though.
beautiful. Tell me up with
Vincent pop his ult.
Oh, that's a horrifying sentence to hear when you're not Vincent.
So yeah,
Which one?
so the idea here would be that you'd have to. So the idea is that Juniper unfortunately
Stitch
has
is
to be
behind
the
us, okay?
bait for the
Yeah.
Animo user, and Vincent has to come into her aid.
Oh, look at that. I made
Hey,
that
wait,
fallen
what you want
angel
me real quick?
lady a promise that I wouldn't hurt innocents. I'm not only not hurting innocents, I'm helping innocents. I get a gold star for today.
Yeah,
I'm
thanks
gonna
for that,
hold to
Evie.
that promise
Because I
as
don't
hard
know
as
like
I can
war
too.
could have just.
Sorry, say it again.
You know, you
The
are
promise he
indeed the
made with
only person who can do that.
Chester's wife, the fallen angels. He said, "You're not gonna
Yeah, you're
hurt
the
any
only.
innocent people, are you?" And I said, "No, I won't hurt any innocent people."
Oh, yeah, you keep yeah. Let's see what happens. Yeah. So I'm
I
excited for
mean,
the next this little bit with you and Juniper.
Nah.
you don't have my own Evie, so those your heads
I
up.
mean, all the cases that I wrote for Travail are like all the cases that I wrote for all the anima cases in Spiral City. I think are going to be great, but this one in particular is going to be dope because Lance still has his own case to deal with. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this one.
Yep, the flame dude. I was actually saving this case to do with Kalis, actually, funny enough.
Well, I
Oh
guess
yeah,
we're gonna.
let's get the anima user who's immune to flames, right, to help me. In fact, don't you already
No,
owe me?
yeah, I'm still. You act like I'm not gonna help you with this dude. Well,
Oh, I don't know if he's the main
it's gonna be
goal
a harder
anymore
time,
now, is he?
honestly, because I don't have Godshot or Stone anymore.
So wait a minute. I come back stronger and you're weaker.
I'm stronger against certain enemy types.
Specialize his strength. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
All right then. That
Now, to
Siler
be
fella
fair,
still looks like
I
he's
mean,
poured into his clothes.
yeah, seriously. Uh, oh man, I really need to put. Like, it's really hard to put this on the map, but Travail does have its Travail Tower. Have I mentioned that before?
I do not believe so, sir. I like the alliteration, so I feel I remember it.
Yeah, because I had it on the 3D
it
map.
was in the. Yeah, I know. That's what it existed. I just want to know it will exist.
Where it exists exactly is fuck, Travail Tower would be right here. I'll even make it as a marker so I can visually show it off more often and talk about it. Because
Hey.
one of the things about Travail is that they pride themselves in being a place that they want people to go and visit and work at and be part of. This is they consider themselves like the neighborhood that Mr. Rogers would have had you worked in whilst having the Chinese workshops, the sweatshop somewhere.
Mhm.
Hey, look, it's still a fucking mega city. Each of these places are supposed to be their own city hives.
A city in their own right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a literal hive world that we live in.
More or less correct. Each district can be viewed as a hive
It's an
world.
it's an ugly world. It's a hive world. And by the way, I am just demolishing this fucking cinch. Holy shit.
Says the Mordekaiser man.
No, we got a double red off the bat for line, and he's just
Dude,
carrying the
like,
entire time.
dude, like, neither the Warg or the Singe got kills. The only ones in the team who does is the Gnosis and the Pike.
Actually, I want it to be right around
And I'm just
here.
like,
Actually, I'll
and I'm just
even
looking at
make
my
it
own
a
hands like,
circle,
dude,
and I want it to be
all these
blue.
squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle.
I'm about to get Fimble
Hey,
Winter.
it's your
Right here, and I'll add.
nice. Hey, it's your friendly neighborhood pockets telling
I'm
you to
pockets.
remember. Throw away your junk currency. Exchange it. I'm the number one guy to do it. Not that the deal guy. Fuck him.
Fuck them.
The deal tries to cut into family businesses. I'm the family business.
You cut into my family
Evie,
business,
when you
I
can.
cut into you.
Oh,
Little dude just runs the pygmy mafia.
Can't fuck with pockets,
there's
man.
more.
No, I could probably win that fight, but I'm not gonna fuck around and find out right now.
Okay,
Falcone,
I'm excited. I'm
you
excited for when you
when
try.
you hit
Mm.
I put Travail Tower on the
oh
map.
my god. I
Oh. Oh, there we are. Is it the circle?
isn't
Yes.
your real town what it's
Oh,
like no,
I thought
you
I
in
was
an
on top of the
abandoned town.
her property.
No, Travail Tower is not
Abandoned
abandoned.
tower.
It's not abandoned. No, Travail Tower is a
No,
standing. Well,
it's
actually, it needs to be one block higher. Sorry. Is it?
You give me 5 minutes, it'll be abandoned.
Yes, because in the middle over
no, I was
here,
thinking about
the
another
house.
location.
What location?
The world like Falcone those demons for the first time using the shotgun. It was an abandoned
Oh,
location in Travail.
yes, that's down. That was in downtown Travail. I had to move it up a block because that's downtown Travail, but Travail Tower is closer to Uptown Travail. Is in Uptown Travail because Uptown Travail is there's a lot of
Jeez.
diversity. in this whole fucking scroll play. There's a theme. Get used to it.
Well, at least
Uptown
it's not forced.
Travail itself is still a good place to live. Downtown Travail, though, is where the more moderate people live. They're still richer than most people that live in other parts of districts, unless you're talking about the market district. Everyone in the market district is probably richer. Hammer district is the in between. And you definitely don't want to live in Gridiron.
Storm Gridiron.
Yeah, fuck you, that's what. Now you see, you may think of me an asshole, but that's how they just treat each other in Gridiron. Alright, alright, so we have Vincent ready for the session.
Yes.
Give me. Eevee? Because I'm not Eevee fucking. Man.
Let's go. Got an
Hot
S.
dig. You got an S. You got that sweet S minus. Good shit.
Yeah, so Vincent's just sitting in it. So the idea would be that Vincent, you're sitting in the police car, but she won't leave. God, she won't leave you the keys. Or just let you guys. It lets you guys just sit only in the back seat. Does not trust you guys in her car,
It's not.
and she has to.
It's not the
She
police
has
standard call. This is my
no,
actual call.
and she has to go out of her way to find a restroom, public restroom, so she can slip into her what she was lucky enough to have in her trunk, her streetwear, so she can be in street disguise. This whole thing takes her about like 45 minutes, almost to an hour, when she finally returns to you wearing a simple jeans, plaid shirt, has her hair done up. She looks as plain as she
Did
can
you
possibly.
get lost?
No, I was just getting myself ready.
You're a bait, not
Women.
going on a date.
I'm old woman.
He wouldn't. No, no.
Derek looks
Juniper
at
does. Hold on.
Falcone.
Juniper doesn't justify saying any response to Falcone's retorts. She just gives you the hard stare. Mm.
Oh. Oh no.
Women. Am I
Oh,
right?
that
Derek
better be
laughs.
a
It's
that
Looks
that
over at
better be a power tier 6 stare.
You're about to get a
Yeah.
power 6 chonkla.
Yeah, she unequips her legendary chunk. No, but a serious
Just a
case,
prank.
she's like, okay, look, I just make myself presentable enough to be bait, okay? Can't be walking around like an officer hoping someone robs me.
It took you 45 minutes to an hour.
The fuck? Wait, you don't even know.
Again, like my only joke was like Derek would look at her like laughs like, "Ha, women," and starts drinking coffee loudly.
The fuck thing is, it's accurate to West Bayers. So yeah, he's like, ha, woman. Who the hell is that
How to
homeless guy?
homeless guy?
Derek. Who's that guy? He's the guy who came to the.
That's my plus
I'm
one.
Yeah, he came at the police station covered in like fucking cutting up the place and bleeding all over.
No, well, yeah, I had to get a hold of Lance, and
I'm an acolyte of the
He's
blood.
my alkalite.
I am the acolyte of blood. I am on my path in pursuit of power. Even if it means I must go into deeper, darker territories than most. I will crush my enemies before me. What they steal what they took from me, and hear the lamentations of their womenfolk. I don't know. I don't know about the
Anima
last one.
folk.
The other two are really
Well, anima folk.
anima folk, but
It's
like the
also my
last two
time
is
of the
definitely.
month.
But yeah, the last two is definitely. What were we talking about
Juniper,
again?
yeah, Juniper blinks a bit, looks over at Vincent. Yeah, you and Lance always seem to just come in the crazies.
It's a talent, I admit.
Seriously.
Last news isn't.
So use that talent of yours. Keep your eye out for the anyone who could be the anima user. Anyone could be them.
Derek kind of rolls his chin. It could be you. It's maybe
And
You
with
and
that,
Lance are going to get along very well.
Juniper like walks away from the van and is like, okay, I'll walk around the block and do a quick circle around, and then I'll take my time and like stand around in
all right.
places you can see me,
All right.
and that'd be
Can
where we'll begin next our actual sessions.
Can we have
Radical.
the end credit scene where like fucking Falcone's watching, but like Derek has his list open and he's like swirling the straw blood from Falcone,
Hmm.
like like from
I'm
the
not a
parenting.
Capri Sun.
Yeah.
Problem with that
That
line
was
is
like
that the problem with that is that Derek A wouldn't do that since it'd be seen as disrespectful. But even as a gag, right? Vincent's
yeah
Vincent's tough enough that nothing can really pierce him without a real fucking considerable level of effort. I just have to constantly
yeah.
remind you, Vincent, you're the equivalent of Frieza moving around in a vehicle. You're able to hide any of that.
Yeah.
Anyone or anything that knows about that knows you're moving around.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
That's
for
why the sooner.
meanwhile for Nero sits up. Oh boy, a demon.
Actually, he probably owes me money too.
Oh, he's
Hey
actually the other
Nero,
side of the he's actually the other side of the city, and
Hmm.
if you were a power tier 6, I'd argue, yeah, he could feel that, but not that. He's not close enough yet. But if you were probably in the Hammer District, maybe. That's a
I
big
want to
fucking
imagine.
maybe.
I now want to imagine like Falcone's walking down the staircase. It's like, yo, Nero, I know your bitch ass is here. You still owe me money.
Nero
The big
actually
fucking noise.
reveals himself hiding from the first floor landing. Yeah, and you're not gonna get the penny. You're fucking blood sucking a vampire. It's just throwing his bayonets at Vincent.
Last time I'm a demon. That makes it.
That makes it better. Throw, pulls Lance from hiding and throws Lance.
Huh?
Yeah, that's the housekeeping we need to get done to get Vincent back in order for the role playing.
Now everything's set up.
Yeah, Dan B, this animal user has to fight you, but I think it's still gonna be a cool fight.
That's all.
I mean, it's gonna have to,
Excuse
and
me.
what I'm gonna really try to end up doing for these fights is try to make it more JoJo-esque instead of being m- like a straightforward brawls. I've taken
Yeah.
some ideas of non-combat anima styles as well as you know how to mimic what it felt like being part of a JoJo stand user dealing with a whole different person you've never met before. I think, especially given the fact that they're relics and other such objects, I think I've came across with something that'd be interesting for you to deal with Juniper.
All right.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, it'll always be your power tier 5, and there's not a lot of shit that can handle you. So I think it's still gonna be fun. But at the end of the day, as soon as the lion feels tired of playing with the mouse, that's about it. It's a locust fighting an atlas here, but I'm gonna still try to make it fun. Is what
You
I'm trying to
talk
get
to
across.
someone who makes that fight work from the locust's perspective.
I am going to try,
Hmm.
but nonetheless, that's what the comparison is still.
Oh,
It
let's go.
can still work. Lance has to go back to fight, reality.
I thought he was fighting the enemies of reality, whoever and whatever they are.
Yeah, he's going back to do that.
What do you mean going? I thought I took care of that already.
Man, you are
How much
I
naive.
money?
thought
Lance, how much gold do you have?
90K.
Ooh. How'd you like to get out of a fight with that angel? Buyout?
I would
Oh,
like to
that's like.
I would like to buy out that promise of yours.
Yeah. How would you like to throw enough money at me that I go away?
Hold on. Oh, hold on. I gotta talk to reality real quick. Can I buy out a promise like that? Because you said earlier on this roleplay, promises have greater meaning.
That is true,
And
but
I don't.
we'll need if you're serious about it, it'll need to be a conversation that the characters need to be presented to each other with too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I figured.
Okay.
yeah.
So if you're entertaining, so as this I thought is being entertained, I will allow it that Vincent can pursue Lance about buying out that promise, but it'll be something you two as characters will need to discuss.
Yeah, that's why I have to go rescue him. I rescued you. That'll be 80,000 gold, please.
Oh shit!
Rescue fee.
Wow.
Hold on,
Lance is
Lance.
like,
Let-
no, fuck you. I won't pay you. Oh, I'll see you later then.
Hold on, Lance goes. Hold on. I'll pay you. I want an itemized list.
Oh, every punch in anima point spent. Oh, we can do that.
Oh my god. Wow. 15 fucking minutes, Evie, for that fucking one time you failed to
500 for
check.
one hellfire. This is outrageous.
It's outrageous. What do you mean I have to pay for a
Dude,
transformation fee? The fuck is that
Mm,
supposed to be? That's
mm,
literally his
mm.
anima.
that's your blood and bottle. That's like
You
if
tell
someone telling me, hey,
Lance looks at the list. You
Lance,
tell
every
hold
time I
on.
use constant,
I was gonna say, Lance looks
every
at the
time I
list.
punch.
Lance looks at the list. You're telling me I have to pay for the transformation fee and the AP upkeep? Dude, that's the same power.
No, no, I'm sorry. It's all itemized right there.
I'll fight you to lower the price.
How much Golden Shoes worth?
Oh,
Hear me out. You, you keep this up, Falcone. I will make another deal just like demons like you. And don't
oh
test
shit.
me. I am accidental myself into another deal. I would do it again. Just
I will
fuck you
accidental
over.
another apocalypse. Fuck you.
Make another Moon Knight half moment.
Oh my. I'm just waiting for the inedible demon lance variant of you popping up in his mindscape. Every time Lance dies, his psyche gets weaker and weaker until the point where he accidentally loses his memory. And then another personality takes over. I've now updated my oil dungeon.
No, thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. Man, Quest Space sucks.
Well, I can't let. Look, hear me out. I literally cannot afford to let them make a stronghold in West Bay. Because it all it takes is one place, and then it's all fucked from there.
Oh, and Cyanric is knocked the fuck out. So what you're saying is Lance is on his way to developing dissociative identity disorder?
Yep.
Loons in chat.
I mean, he's already has with Lance. Well, yeah, God, it's so complicated with Lancelot.
Not.
Oh, I'll make a deal with Lancelot too. He's got good credit.
Yeah, because I'm not an act. Look, I'm forced to be an idiot because of his intelligence, motherfucker. Okay.
Yeah, see, that's what you can have you explain Lance a lot. It's just Lance, but using his brain instead of his muscle.
I wouldn't mind the idea of like Lancelot is also using his wisdom, has points in wisdom. Oh, but yeah, like, I mean, yeah, it would. You could work out a better deal with Lancelot than Lance himself, especially if you help him with his goals. He's kind of like you in that sense of the way, Falcone. He's very goal driven.
Oh, I thought you meant he was a rival.
No, Lancelot is goal driven. Lance is your rival
You know, I'd
because
say Lance isn't his rival, but he's probably the strongest with Falcone. Or Cynric. Cynric's got some crazy shit too.
I mean, like, if anyone was the strongest, like, honestly, if we fuck up a dice roll, it's Alistair who's the strongest. Like, especially
Our
if he
little
lands a
war crime
critic,
enabler.
yeah, especially if he gets us in a portal, and like the portal afterwards is just the green one. We just become intimate.
Mirror.
I mean, like, I mean, like, what kind of power shield could resist the concept of being sent fucking so fast, blink of an eye? That's true damage too, by the way. It's like if Falcone just accidentally walks into it and gets into the green portal because of it, I think he's dead. Even he's dead.
I'm dead. Explodes.
Yeah, because that green portal just true damage, right?
What does true damage? I'm sorry. I spaced out a bit.
Okay, the green portal.
Oh, when projectiles go through it, it gives it true. Yeah, it gives true damage tag. Correct.
Yeah, and I also assume that's also a core. If someone walks into the portal and the next portal out is the green portal, they just become a blender.
It's
Just
happened
meat
before,
bits
but
from.
it has to happen to non-anima users or anima users weak enough to be affected by it. Because when you use it against anima users, think about that portal effect being something like a fatality. I won't let you guys kill other anima users straight up with your powers the first time you see them. Otherwise, they'd be able to do the same to you, and then it's just who figure out who's the anima user first, and
Who's
then
quicker on the draw? Yeah.
exactly, and that's not fun. So the idea is that it's more like a fatality. You could totally still eat people as Vincent as Hell's Wrath.
I'm back.
This is not
Yeah, well,
welcome
it's
back.
fatality.
Welcome back.
Exactly, as a
We got like
fatality. But if it's someone who's not an anima user, primarily someone even let's say even without a name NPC, yeah, obviously you can just fucking eat them the time it goddamn doesn't. I'm not gonna stop you. Your actions will be
They're
tracked, but
chaff.
hmm,
They're
yeah.
chaff. That's kind of their job is to get got.
And I do make mention that there are plenty of NPCs of that caliber around. There are named one, of course. We've had plenty of them. Richard Turkey, Conrad Condor, Alora Flamewrath, Honey Doll. There's a lot of different NPCs. Oh, I mean, I named some with anima users, but I meant to name some without anima. Because we have named
Richard
NPCs.
Turkey's an anime user.
No, I meant to name non-anima users. Alora is Alora is one of those, and Honey Doll is as well. 'Cause otherwise, anything else is up for game. But in that same breath, right? There's something talking about for like devouring NPCs for Hell's Wrath, for example.
Yeah.
No problem. As long as they're not named MP characters, then you need to fatality them like you would an anima user. But it's times two damage for anima users so against non-anima users, so it's still fucking a tough fight for anybody.
Yeah, it's
Unless,
not a
of
great
course,
time for them.
unless they fight in like a mecha suit or something against you.
no, that the mecha suit just makes it like a hot meal. It's like you put someone in it like it's basically salmon in its can. All Falcone needs to do is just put the can and eat the salmon inside.
No, they'll have an awesome fucking alien moment where they just like fight Hell's Wrath inside a
Little
containment
power
unit.
loader.
Because ideally, if you can't fight something that's stronger than you on a fair fight, you have to fight it somewhere that strong thing is at a disadvantage.
Yeah, you have to pick the battleground.
Good thing Nero doesn't care about that. Care about that demon. Smells the air.
What the
Nero's getting
fuck,
ready to
man?
Nero's getting ready to hunt down those monsters of reality. Paramount looks at Travail. My calling, my prey.
Hello, Nova.
No, but
Did
Nero.
I just unlock the new? I was gonna say, did Nero just like become a hunter with these things because of what happens?
No, he's staying. Yeah, he's staying in West Bay to hunt them down since he's actually entertained hunting something. He thinks he is not sure what they are. No one is, but he sure as fuck knows that they're not supposed to be there, and he's cool killing them. They put up a fight.
See, I assumed they were gone because Carlos has been defeated.
Okay, repeat after me.
Like
West Bay sucks.
so you're
West
implying
Bay
that the mother
sucks.
The mother was the one that's currently on West Bay.
I don't want
I
to keep. I don't want
hide.
to say. I don't want to say nothing. You can't make me say nothing. I'm Johnny Tightlips about this.
What should I say about the? What if I get to the doctor?
Tell him
Let's
to
look at
suck a
lemons.
lemon.
Tell him to suck a lemon. Alistair sitting inside that room. Gee, I wonder when Lance is gonna get to me. He didn't forget about me. I know he won't leave me here
Nah,
for an entire arc.
Lance like Lancelot driving his van pulls out like he opens like the thing on the top of the car when you like adjust it for the sun. A picture falls out. You see like a picture like Lance hanging out with everyone. I'm gonna abandon all of them for an arc.
So I'm abandoning everybody for an arc.
I can't
No,
believe I'm watching
honey.
the episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Well,
Gawain, McKinley sitting in his prison. Damn. I wonder if my son's gonna save me.
No.
Any minute now.
Any damn Kalis, any minute now. Fuck.
I'm abandoning everyone I know and love.
No, honey.
I mean, Elizabeth Flower of Windhelm isn't nowhere to be known.
Yeah, you see that's because how we wanted what happened to him during the arc. That's why Lance is going back. He's gonna save his mom. He's a mama's boy. Look, man, he loves his mother, right?
Looks around his door knocker. Goddamn pygmies. What the? Picks up a card. Call me for a good time. None of you have those organs! You misinterpret me. Call me for a good time because I'm selling all these items. These are my things. I know. You need
They
them.
were your things.
How much is for Pygmy Eye? What's the down payment for some Pygmy Eye?
He looks around. You want pygmium?
Yeah, you know me.
He takes out from his little fur pocket this ingot that's forced into an like these multiple small embedded objects. I'm talking like small toys, blocks, metals, coins, it could be anything. But it's all forcibly grafted into an ingot. It's the shape of an ingot, and the pygmy takes it out of his fur and places it in front of Lance. This single bar is going to cost you 100 gold pieces.
That's too expensive for my blood. How about a penny? A gold coin.
I like how you see a fucking penny gold coin. The pygmy goes, "Ah, I need 50 gold pieces. Otherwise, my
Wow,
family will starve.
that sounds like you need only just 25.
No, 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 I need 30. My family will starve on 30, please. Don't kill me.
Hmm. Lance contemplates a little bit. Well, you convinced me. Here's 5 gold pieces. Take it or
Kill
leave it.
my family.
Oh, I'm gonna watch. I want to. Oh no, it's not even the same fucking droid. Never mind. I thought it was the video where Anakin, that fucking commando droid, fucking walks fucking Anakin.
Yeah. It's like Anakin turned into a droid. He felt the serial number printed on those hands.
Yeah, imagine they
That's
played more of those.
Exe.
Palpatine was just like, no, 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 can't win too fast. Hold on.
Yeah, don't win too hard.
No, 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 you're supposed to fake the win. Jeez, I gotta wrap this up. Ooh.
Run it back, run it back.
Yeah, seriously, he was like, damn, I thought I could like stretch this war for like another 2 years. Oh no, I gotta end this now.
Oh no.
The hell am I thinking?
Get ahead, kitty.
So Goldslogger's dealing with their own
Be right back.
case.
Well, it's just Juniper, Derek, and I.
Yeah, Juniper. Yeah, Juniper. The Squad Zero is dealing with also their own case. Lance is in West Bay, and
Sid, please stop nuzzling this side bitch.
Nico is
Did you
in.
hear that thunk? That was him lifting it up and like with
My
his nuzzles, then it
gosh.
fell back over. Yeah, big dumb kitty. And his mother's like a quarter of his size. Tiny kitty. Yeah, you big dummy. You dumb
Why
kid.
would you always say?
Dumb kitty.
I'm confident that you jack my shit.
Hmm. Uh,
Sorry, I'm just typing some stuff up, but
no, you're all right.
um, the, yeah, Jesus. Edmund, do you remember anything of your case?
I think he's got his mic muted.
Oh, I didn't see it muted.
What?
No, no, it's not. I was just wondering if you remember anything of your case. I have it written, but I
Yes.
wanted to ask. Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of stuff remembered.
Okay.
I have notes for it.
All right, I'm gonna step outside so you guys might lose me. I gotta let the dogs out.
Okay. No worries, man.
Come on. 1, 2, Knox. Knox.
I still have the velocity of a field mouse.
Hmm.
Oh no. Oh, here it is.
Yes.
Yeah, I have an entire notepad document saved.
Great. Do you remember the name of the store that got robbed?
Pristine Pearl.
All right. There was two girls and then a guy, as far as you know. There was given
Bullshit.
one suspect name. Do you know remember any of the suspect name?
Coca-Cola.
Oh, that's the name of their anima for sure. Do you remember the name of the person?
That
There
name
was no
wasn't
name.
given. Yep, name wasn't given
Okay.
just their anima. That's what they put down.
Okay. Coca-Cola. That is correct.
Probably Brazil. Look out for a Spanish person.
What's the detail of the other feminine character?
They were short.
Yeah.
They were a short stick.
Short shack.
Evil. Evil went here.
They were either a short stack or a teenage girl.
Oh, shit.
No, it is a teenage girl.
I just missed that.
And so you guys are going to plan to host a party of some sort to gather their attention?
Yep.
And what's the bait again?
The relics from the Emerald Isles, the beast relics.
They're relic
Relic.
scraps, my guy.
Yeah.
Okay, the problem with that is they're not that interesting only to a very specific type of clientele. That would be people who are relic smiths and such. You would have a better time gathering people's interest from the Hammer district than the Market district.
And he's also got
Mhm.
some of his relics from the Emerald Isles that he can put up to.
You're gonna need to have to tag Lance into this somehow, because his fame would help you a lot more. Otherwise, you're gonna have to pay for a lot more publicity. You're not really offering a lot that people might be interested in seeing.
You're telling
Horas
me
you
that the
want.
gambler
The artifact is nice, but you're not going to put that on for sale or an auction. The seventh
Oh,
diamond,
absolutely not.
the seventh diamond had 8 relics that were on display. They were all legendary, and they were all for auction.
But they're gone now. Blown up to bits.
Yeah, that gas leak.
What a fucking
What a
terrible
shame.
time to have a gas leak. Oh, it's Meowsh!
Songable people.
I'm gonna
Chatty
try
time.
something stupid.
Call this jungle can walk contract.
First, this jungle can work.
No, seriously, I'm being dead ass.
Is
Well,
there anything
Karthus
left?
was a jungler.
Is there anything left to do in MW5?
We can still screw around.
Meow. Meow.
I'm cool with that. All right. Let me just finish some of this more writing, and then I'll switch over.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I get the right details.
I'm getting a pizza ready to cook.
Nice,
Hey,
nice.
I'm gonna pick Mouse up.
Mouse,
Hold her like
Just
baby.
mounted.
there'll be an equivalent.
No,
Well, I
she would
mean,
jump out of your hands.
see now mouse can be. You see, pockets can be your mouse.
Mhm.
Yeah, Tammy,
No,
gotta fill my
no.
pockets.
Oh no.
Come on, gotta fill the pockets.
Oh no, I left hell. I didn't enter hell.
And to be fair, he is being honest that he is giving you the better discount than any other pygmy would. You still
Yeah.
want his payments though. Little pygmy Paul comes like, come on.
What am I, charity? Oh, don't you
Is
even.
that set have? Does that set really have a fucking smite?
Is that a jungle set? He said,
No,
worried.
because like set has smite. It's really cool for the post. Like total.
I had to make sure my dad didn't fucking fall out of the bed.
Mm.
I heard a loud thump and I thought he fell out the bed. Wait, this can either go really good or really bad.
I got faith in it.
I can't fight with ranged.
I got the wrong fucking spell. Oh, watch out. And I flashed.
Yep.
Fucking flashed. Ooh, I better just make sure that they don't know I flashed.
No, Spotify, stop.
So they have a good portion of your jungle warded, especially with one of the global size. I think they. You gotta check out your web for it. Nah, you're good. They're not in. Oh, this is gonna be a fucking miserable fucking top lane. I accidentally got.
Alright, just want to make sure I had this written
Oh,
down.
this is gonna be fucking rough line.
Good luck.
Trust me, it'll get easier down the line.
Lon, do you know anything about the name of the nature of the case that you're taking on?
All I know is that there was a pyromaniac involved.
Okay.
How the hell did that hit me?
God, I gotta find a way to incorporate Find Your One Way with Lance. Because it's such a good theme for Lancelot. Find Your One Way.
Find your.
I'm cooming.
It's the theme of the song. It's the fact that it's in broken English too, because it fits
Uh,
perfectly for being a West Bayer.
I'm gonna coom.
I'm gonna go.
In exactly 10 minutes. Akuma, where are your prayer beats?
Lance finds the pyromaniac. My anima power sex on fire.
Mm. Sounds like somebody needs a
he,
kiss.
no, it's like it's full of bit. It's Lance, and then when he says my anima's power was sex on file, immediately turns into fucking Lancelot. Like we are not dealing with this, are we? I God refuse to do this.
I
You're a dead
refuse.
motherfucker. There are far better things to do with our goddamn.
Your sex is on
Gotcha, motherfucker.
fire.
And his brother's name
Whew.
is Heaven on Fire.
Talk about
Mhm.
Feel my heat taking you higher, burn with me. Heaven's on fire. Oh, this is a lot better.
Alright, let me get MW5 out.
yeah, I told you.